the go-home show for All Out. We are live, man. This Sunday is AEW's biggest show ever. Tonight was the go-home show for All Out on AEW Dynamite. FTR versus Santana and Ortiz. They showed you why tag team wrestling is fantastic. Chris Jericho interviewed by Jim Ross. MJF interviewed by Tony Schiavone before their final fight. A huge match has been cut from All Out. So what does this mean for Andrade El Idolo? And CM Punk was on Busted Open Radio. I got the full transcript of what he talked about today. This is the 100th episode of Dynamite, and we're gonna do it right before we fly out to Chicago on Saturday morning. This is the only post show you need in the IWC on your Wednesday night. This is your AEW Dynamite post show right here on Off the Screen. What is going on, guys? Thank you so very much for joining us right here on Off the Script. This is your AEW Dynamite post show for September 1st, 2021. I am JD from New York, and as always, my partner in crime on Wednesday night, Jesse. What is going on, man? Are you excited about Chicago? On Saturday, man, I'll be there with you. We're going to be partying up. We're going to be doing the AEW thing. Tonight was the go-home show, the 100th episode of Dynamite. What'd you think, and was it a suitable go-home show for what is about to be a very historic weekend in Chicago?
I'm good, man. How are you? I can't wait to play host.
Yeah, man. I'm excited. I'm doing good, man. A little tornado watch here in New Jersey, but you know, power out in New York. A couple people I know have power out in New York. So everybody out there in New Jersey, New York, and the tri-state area, man, be safe with this tornado, Ida, barreling through. Man. But we got a hurricane or a tornado coming into Chicago, man. What'd you think of tonight's show tonight for Dynamite?
I thought it was okay. You know, I mean, look, I'm sitting here wearing a fucking elite hat, so I don't.
You fucking mark.
I don't want to. Yeah, I don't want to sound like a fucking mark, but I mean, I thought it could have been a better go home show for the hype that they're giving us for the best, the biggest pay per view in AEW history. If we're gonna go that far, I would have been expecting a bigger go home show. I mean, I don't want to take away anything from it because, like I said, it was okay, but I didn't think the ending was kind of weird and flat to me. What about you?
Yeah, I didn't know what to think, man. There was a lot of clusterfuck at the end of that episode tonight. I don't know why they continue to do what they do in situations like that. I do agree with you. I thought it was a little bit of a weak go-home show. It wasn't a bad show by any means. I thought the first hour was absolutely on point. It was on fire. I thought it flowed very well from the Jericho promo and the MJF interview and that great opening tag team match with FTR and Proud and Powerful. Everything was clicking in the first hour, but as far as the go-home show overall and the feeling overall, I do think, and I don't want to snide Tony Khan because I know he's got a ton of shit coming up and we're going to be happy as pigs in shit with what he's got coming up for AEW with all the surprises and All Out and then Arthur Ashe Stadium with Grand Slam. I do think, now this is just me personally, I do think that they're riding this CM Punk coming back and wrestling for the first time in 7 years. I really do think that they're riding this and only this, and everything else is just really being pieced together on its coattails for the Punk and Darby Allin match. They're putting a lot more into that, building the hype and anticipation and the excitement around that specifically. And I feel like everything else is really playing second fiddle. And it's very apparent. I know that they are excited about Punk, but bringing him in is fucking unreal. But everything else can't feel so flat, like you said. I like that word, flat. Everything felt flat. Yeah, a lot of these matches, and it looks like a great show. Don't get me wrong, but a lot of it feels flat. A lot of it feels like there's no real substantial. I'm gonna get my shit ready. I'm gonna get my knees dirty, down and dirty build to any of these matches. It just feels like a show. Yeah. No, I'm gonna have to agree with you there. I mean, look, I still think the pay-per-view is going to be insane, but if we're just talking about the build, if we're talking about the go-home show, I think it's all coming up a little weird. I mean, and I don't even think, they're not even putting much into Punk and Darby. I mean, and which I can live with that because they are two baby faces and the match can sell itself. Literally, this is the first match I've seen in a long time that can literally sell itself. Yeah. So, I mean, which is fine. People just want to see Punk in the ring and see what he can do, which is fine, which is great. They are putting a lot of stuff into the elite stuff. I'm just falling short on that because I'm not a fan of Christian Cage and being in this spot. Let me rephrase that. I mean, I don't dislike him. I'm not a fan of him being in this spot this soon. Things like the Chris Statlander, Britt Baker build. Where is it? I don't know. I wish I could answer that for you. Again, it just feels like a match. Like, what is the real story there? I don't mind that they're wrestling. I mean, I think it's going to be a great match, and that's the right opponent for Britt Baker. But I don't really know what the real internal struggle is there between the two. Like, what's the dilemma between the two? There's really nothing substantial. Yeah, that build alone, I'm a little disappointed in because I mean, I think I said before a long time ago, Chris Statlander and Britt Baker can be a fight forever feud, but the forever babyface and the forever heel, But there's been no build to it. I mean, I see absolutely no reason why I'm going to see a title change in that match, none at all. No, and it's disappointing because Chris Statlander needs more believability than that, Well, so, I mean, that's not the only thing on the show. I mean, we have the tag team title match, which is going to be great. And if you guys hear beeping in the background, it's just my Discord going off, so don't worry about that. People are having fun on the OTS server, so that's what that beeping is. If you guys hear that on your end, but the tag team title match, I'm excited as shit for the steel cage match between the Lucha Brothers and the Young Bucks. But it did come about realistically in 2 weeks. We had a tournament, an eliminator tournament, and then the Lucha Brothers were crowned the number one contenders. There's no real issue there. I think there's more historical issue between the Lucha Brothers and the Young Bucks than there's actual current issue leading into the pay-per-view. Going to be a great match nonetheless, but I feel like it's just another match thrown on the card with a steel cage stipulation to get everybody, oh my God, this is going to be great. Fenix is going to die off the steel cage. Penta's going to do what the fuck he does. So I feel like that's just thrown on the card. The women's battle royal. I think that's going to be a great showcase for Thunder Rosa. Jade Cargill could really be dominating. That's the type of match that you should be building up, a Jade Cargill and showing her strength. And then you got the Ruby Soho potential debut there for Sunday night. And then the other match was the one match that I know you and I were looking forward to probably more than anything on this entire show, and that was Pac and Andrade El Idolo. But now, according to Tony Khan, he tweeted out right before Dynamite, Pac is not going to be able to make it stateside. He's stuck in the UK. Travel issues, and I use that term loosely. But that match is now off, Jesse, and we have Andrade now facing a mystery opponent. He's still on the show, which is a great thing to see. But with all the innuendo and all the speculation and all the rumors running wild about where Daniel Bryan fits in, where is Adam Cole Bay showing up? I mean, this is an ample opportunity to debut one of those two guys in that spot. And, I mean, any one of those guys with Andrade, bro, that's a 5-star match in their fucking sleep.
Yeah, it is. I think that Pac situation probably messed up more than we even thinking about right now, because we were probably in for a payoff with Andrade and the Lucha Brothers and the Pac situation and everything else. But since he won't be there, it's going to be kind of hard for them to turn or do anything in that regard. So that's going to have to be delayed now. But I mean, the writing's all over the wall. I mean, at this point, I'm really hoping they get the Lucha Brothers with Andrade in one stable.
Yeah, I think that's exactly where they're going. I mean, I would be disappointed if that's not the case. But the other matches on the show, Jesse, I mean, Big Show, Paul White. I mean, he's got his thing going on with QT Marshall. Listen,
see that pop he got tonight, man?
Listen, I wasn't paying attention, man. I walked away as soon as Big Show's fucking music came on. But again, who gives a shit about this match? Nobody cares. Why is this on the show?
You missed it. Big Show got a punk pop, man. You didn't hear that?
Did he?
It was a punk level.
He got
pop,
a United
man.
Center punk pop in the Now Arena.
He got a punk pop, man. He came out and the crowd went fucking apeshit crazy, man. They had to silence the crowd and everything, man. They were just falling all over themselves, brother.
I don't know, man. I missed it. I don't believe you for a fucking single second, but
oh well.
Big Show's on the show, man. The only match on the entire show. I mean, Christian and Omega's got something going on there for the AEW World Championship, but in my eyes, it's not even an AEW Championship match worthy of a main event for a pay-per-view. So that's my take there. But the only match that really has any substantial long-term build is MJF and Chris Jericho. And, you know, it's got a nice little caveat to it. I don't think Jericho's walking away. We all know that he's got Fozzy. We all know that he's AEW for life until his career ends. We all know that he's got another year on his AEW contract. He's not going anywhere. So it does, even with the stipulation, lend itself to be a little unpredictable. Whereas a lot of people think that, oh, he can't lose this. He's going to beat MJF. I don't think that's the case at all. I think MJF needs the victory. Jericho doesn't need it. And it's still somewhat unpredictable.
Yeah, speaking of predictable, we take a step back to the match we just talked about. How predictable is this Kenny Omega and Christian Cage match?
It is very predictable.
I mean, look, it would have been predictable without the Impact title change. I mean, it would have been, to me, it would have been predictable. But now we're gonna put that scenario in the equation. So now Kenny Omega has lost the Impact title to Christian. If he loses the AEW title to Christian, then they just made Christian Cage God.
Yeah, but
he just beat Kenny Omega twice within a month.
Bro, we know that's not happening. No matter if they gave him the Impact title or not, Christian Cage was never gonna lose. He was never gonna beat Omega. And I think they doubled down on the predictability here when they had him beat Omega the first time. He's not beating Omega 2 times in a row.
Yeah, I mean, seriously. I mean, they're gonna have to come up with something to make that match even semi-interesting, because, I mean, what's gonna happen? Christian Cage is gonna beat Omega twice, hold both his titles. He's gonna be the top dog in the whole company. You got it, bullshit. I mean, there's no way in hell he's winning that match.
No, that should be a great match. I mean, Christian's a very good wrestler. Omega's one of the best wrestlers on the planet. I mean, we all know that this title's going to Adam Page when he's readily available. So, I mean, that's where I think we see Daniel Bryan. I don't think we see Bryan versus Andrade. I think we have other people to fill into that spot, whether it be Adam Cole, whether it be Buddy Matthews. Buddy Murphy, that's someone that's not being talked about a lot. He could be showing up on Sunday night and wrestling Mr. El Idolo. So we'll have to see, but regardless of all that, Jesse, I'm excited for the pay-per-view. The builds have been a little weak outside the Punk reveal and him being back with AEW and him wrestling Darby. I think AEW's riding the coattails of this Punk thing a little too heavily and kind of leaving the pay-per-view just to exist on its own without much build. But We're going to go over all this stuff tonight. We're going to talk about the show. We're going to talk about Punk himself on Busted Open. We're going to talk about Tony Khan and what he's recently stated to the general public about future plans for AEW and who he is potentially bringing in. I know Tessa Blanchard has been very, very active on social media. I don't know where she ends up, but he did say that several more big-name free agents are going to land in AEW, and he's just waiting for the right time. So we're going to go over all that right here on the podcast. I thank you guys so much for joining us. We're 2,000 live in the venue, and Jesse and I will be together Saturday in Schaumburg, in Chicago. It's going to be a great weekend. It's going to be a very historic weekend. And we have an off-the-script VIP meetup at the Granite City Brewery. And this is going to be awesome, man. So if you guys are going to be attending the AEW Fan Fest on Saturday, that Saturday night at the Granite City Brewery, we have an entire section of the brewery set apart for you guys and the podcast and anybody that wants to come and hang out and mingle and drink some very good cold beverages. They got a great food menu, so you guys don't even have to come to drink. You can just hang out and eat, talk wrestling, be amongst other like-minded wrestling fans, a part of this great community. 8 p.m. Saturday, that is September 4th at the Granite City Brewery. So make sure you guys come out and hang out with us. I already have several people are RSVPing to this thing, so I'm looking forward to seeing a lot of you guys there. Issa is going to be there. Carmine, my buddy's going to be there. Buddy himself is going to be there. A lot of people, man. A lot of people. Jill and Paul, who are big fans of the show, they are going to be there. It's going to be awesome, man. So make sure you guys come on out, and we'll have a good time. We will go into the wee hours of the morning until I cannot keep my eyes open. So make sure you guys come and hang out with us on Saturday. Please hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for notifications. Follow me on Twitter at JD from NY206. That is on Twitter and Instagram. And please hit that thumbs up down below, guys. Hit that thumbs up and help the channel out. We're at 561 likes right now. Let's try and get that over 1,000 for the live stream. Super chats are always open, so get them on in. We'll hang out at the end of the show. And today's show is sponsored by my great, great friends over at Blue Chew. That is BlueChew.com. And you guys are going to use code JD at checkout for your absolutely free sample. All you guys have to do is pay the $5 shipping and handling. And you guys are going to need Blue Chew now on Tuesday night, being that we just got the bad news on Tuesday nights. NXT is now officially in the grave. The casket has been lowered. The dirt has been poured on the grave. And the tombstone reads, rest in peace. Bruce Pritchard and Vince McMahon are now fully producing NXT moving forward. Fuck Triple H is what they're saying. Jesse, I know you are thrilled about this news and information, and you can't wait to watch NXT, a.k.a. Nickelodeon Kids, on Tuesday night. What do you think about that?
That news had zero bearing on my life, brother. I stopped watching NXT.
It had zero bearing on your life, man. Listen, man, NXT from 2016 to 2019 were some of my fondest memories ever watching a pro wrestling product, man. It is now dead. It's very sad. It really hits me in the heart, bro. I got to be honest with you.
It's gone. I mean, and the news today just.
But you know what, man? You've been saying it to me. You've been saying it to me for months, and you and I felt it. I mean, I know everybody else felt. Triple H was never in charge, man. As soon as they moved to USA Network, he was never in charge. So all of this was actually happening behind the scenes. Now it's just out in the general public. Hey, this is what's happening. But it's what's been happening the entire time. That's what people don't understand.
Right. I was saying, I was like, I don't see how this is news. I mean, this has been going on for a while. I mean, the reason that we started questioning NXT's booking and the storytelling and everything else like a year ago, it was already happening then. They just made it public now, and people are, oh, what the heck? Can you believe this? Like, this is not new. This is not new. I mean, we've all been complaining about NXT, and now people are shocked by this news. No, this is not news, man.
Well, listen, Bruce and Vince, man, if they get their paws on NXT, I can imagine we'll see the same shit that we see on Monday night on Tuesday night. So not only do we have 3 hours of Raw, we'll have a continuation of Raw on Tuesday night. It's awesome.
You know what? We know when I came to the flat out conclusion that Triple H was no longer running NXT legit. He had no more full control. It's when Robert Stone showed up with that gimmick.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one.
That's what I knew for sure. There has never, ever been a character like Robert Stone in NXT since its existence.
Who do you think is booking this? Who do you think is booking this wedding with Indy and Dexter, bro? This got to be Vincent. This is a Bruce Pritchard thing. Fucking 101. This wedding.
Yeah, weddings is a Vince McMahon thing, dude. I mean, NXT is about wrestling. Well, it used to be about wrestling. I'm gonna admit I'm a mark for fucking wrestling weddings, dude. So I'm gonna be there eating popcorn and watching and smiling. That'll be the only episode I watch. But that's not an NXT thing. As much as I love wrestling wedding, I love a lot of things, dude. But they don't all belong in the same place. They all have their different places. My wedding should be on Raw, SmackDown, or Dynamite. My pure wrestling should be on NXT.
Yes, but that's not according to Bruce and Vince now. So it's all over. We get no wrestling for you. It's like the fucking the soup guy in Seinfeld. No soup for you. No wrestling for you. You know? Yeah, I know.
But the wedding, I am ready for this wedding, man. I love wrestling. Historically, every wrestling wedding, every decent one at least, has brought some kind of significant change to landscape of storytelling. So I can't wait.
Listen, man. Listen, Dexter's got to speak, bro. He's got to say "I do." So this will be the first.
Yeah,
this will be the first words out of his mouth.
Mm-hmm.
So it should be interesting, man. I may actually watch that just to see the shit show that it is, but we will get into the AEW, not NXT review. But I want to start off with this. We're going to start off with the CM Punk Busted Open radio interview today. First time he was on Busted Open with Dave LaGreca and Tommy Dreamer and Bully Ray. So I got some news and notes about this. I transcribed it all. He started by jokingly saying, "I'm sick of doing media already." But it was all sarcasm. Punk, yeah, Jesse, I don't know if you've noticed, but don't you think you see it written all over his face? He's happy, he's thrilled, he's excited, he's healthy. And, he's one of the more, I think Punk in the 7 years, bro, there might have been some immaturity on his behalf when he was there, but rightfully so, about what they did to him and all that stuff. But you look at CM Punk removed from that situation now, 7 years, and now in AEW, he's not only matured, but he just has a natural genuineness to him that I don't remember even seeing that much in WWE. It's amazing what something like this can do to somebody, being taken out of a toxic environment, put in a place where he knows it's a family orchestrated environment.
He's happy.
Yeah.
He feels like he has a purpose on the wrestling show. I mean, and it's not one of those put me in the main event or I'm angry. He has a purpose in the sense of he wants to work with the younger talent. He wants to help them get over. His name value alone is already helping get people over.
Yeah.
Which is what the man wants to do. He just wants to get people over. Everything. This is what I like about Punk. And this is something that everybody should be paying attention to. Whenever CM Punk is in the ring or has a microphone or is on TV, everything that he says and everything that he does is strategic, intentional, and calculated. So if he's out there trying to cut a promo in Chicago where he's beloved more than anywhere else on the planet, and these two guys who just came over from NXT and now they're in the ring beating down Punk, that's a sign off by CM Punk.
Yeah.
Then that's a check mark. That's him saying, hey, watch these guys. These guys are pretty good. He could have had anybody come out and be the first. They were the first guys to physically attack CM Punk since he came back into wrestling.
Yeah, that was the first. That was the first punch that he threw in AEW.
Yeah, 2.0. I mean, and when he comes in, people are all like, "Oh, well, we got to get Punk in the ring with Kenny Omega, and we got to get him in the ring with Moxley, and we have time for all of that stuff. Right now, Punk wants to help people, and he's come back, and he's already, without even putting on his fucking wrestling boots, he's already helped Britt Baker, Darby Allin, 2.0. Anybody else that he's fucking mentioned had been in the same conversation as CM Punk. He's already helping. That's what he wants to do.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing to see. He said the media has honestly been fun, but it could also be a little bit stressful with how the internet is. There are some people on Twitter who consider themselves journalists who will clickbait and post out of context quotes, stuff like that. All the UK geeks. CM Punk strongly feels that WWE continuously tells you that we're not pro wrestling. So he says, why do you continue to go to bat for them? Asking the fans, why do you continue to go to bat for WWE when They're pretty much doing everything to tell you that they're not professional wrestling. This is in conjunction with his 2005 I Left Pro Wrestling line on his debut on Rampage. I can understand why he feels that way. He does about, his time there. He goes on about his time there. We all have jobs, but he says we don't like to do certain things, but we still do it. I'll be at TV once a week, twice a week, compares his grueling schedule to the old days, mentions that he, right now, there's glaring differences between what he sees in AEW and what he's done in WWE. He never outright says the company name, WWE, but he always refers to them, Jesse, as that other place that I used to work for, which is, it should really shut Booker T up, because that goes in line with Booker T. So, he's talking about WWE. No, he's not.
No, he's not.
I didn't hear World Wrestling Entertainment come out of his mouth. Mr. T. Clown.
Not only that, why are you so fucking concerned about what CM Punk is doing or saying if he's that insignificant?
I don't know. He doesn't move the needle, bro.
He doesn't move the needle. Why are you talking about him?
I don't know. He's a fucking shill with ice cream bars.
Because you want to get more views on your fucking podcast. So you start talking about CM Punk.
Exactly. References about the online criticism to Tony Khan about being a fan that's running the company, to which he says, isn't that what we want? Aren't we all marks? And this goes in line, Jesse, with what we talked about with Tony Khan. I'd rather someone like Tony Khan run a fucking wrestling company than the goddamn suits and ties in WWE that don't love the goddamn sport. You know, Tony Khan's a businessman, and he's probably going to do the same thing if AEW was ever a publicly traded company and he was in Vince McMahon's shoes. He'd probably be doing the same thing, because that's what business calls for. But right now, we're not doing that with AEW. But Vince could still really, I would say, cater to the stockholders and the shareholders and give us professional wrestling at the same time. But he refuses to do it. Vince loathes the words professional wrestling. Tony Khan does not. He loves those words, and he's bringing all of that passion and what he loved about what he used to watch as a child to us through his vision in AEW with the right people and the help of the Elite and Omega and Cody and TNT and all this shit. It's a perfect storm. So when Punk says, isn't that what we all really want? Aren't we all really marks? I mean, that's exactly what it is. That's the type of guy I want running my company.
I would rather have a fan running the company than somebody who's worried about nothing but the bottom line. Because at the end of that story, you get what you're seeing right now over in WWE and people looking over their shoulder waiting for a pink slip.
Yeah, of course. So, aren't we all marks? Yes, we are. He was also really adamant about his return being the perfect storm, talks about how connected he felt when making his debut, says he's right where he needs to be at the right time. And, I mean, I think we all agree with that. We can sit here and talk every single week about Punk, why Punk came back. Punk's back to help younger talent. Punk's back because he wants to bring professional wrestling back. I do think with Daniel Bryan signing that I think CM Punk was brought out of retirement because Daniel Bryan signed. I think that was a big kick in his ass to get the ball moving here. I know he's mentioned the Brody Lee situation, and that really opened his eyes to the glaring differences between AEW and WWE, how they are a business over there, and in AEW, it's a family orchestrated environment because they kept everything regarding Brody absolutely private, and Punk is that type of guy. And all these things matched up, you know, that's what he means by the perfect storm. So that's exactly what it is. Those are the perfect words for his return. It's a perfect storm. Everything aligned in the perfect way to bring him back.
Yeah, I think ultimately, I mean, I know, I even mentioned it before, that Brody Lee situation impacted him a lot as far as having a little bit of trust in the company. Because, I mean, we all know Punk is a private guy. I mean, but ultimately, it was the people that did go work there. Punk is friends with fucking everybody in the back. I mean, if he doesn't know you, if he knows you, he's probably already friends with you. So all of his friends over there signing up with Tony Khan and all low-key reporting to Punk with all positive things to say, it's word of mouth that's going to get you over as a company. And all the boys, all of the wrestlers, everybody in the back has nothing but great things to say about AEW. On the surface, it looks like a great place to work. On the down low, his friends are telling him the right things, and he's hearing the right things. I mean, everything. That's what I mean by perfect storm. There is a perfect situation here where he has a purpose on his company. He has something to do, everything is lining up. All his friends are having good reports. This is the perfect time for him to come back.
Yep. Couldn't agree more. Who is Punk going to work with? That was asked. He said, the lame answer is everybody. I've never worked with the Young Bucks, Kenny Omega. I worked with Cody Rhodes in, 2009, he says. When asked about who he wants to face, even though he mentioned the above names, he continued to really emphasize about the young talent. So Punk is there to want to help the young talent. Not everything is super polished. Not everything is an LED screen. These guys have different gear, different looks, personalities are all different. You can tell they've trained in different ways and come from different spots. They have different styles. That's what 100% attracted me to the AEW locker room. And I agree, Jesse. I mean, I know you watch WWE and you know you're very familiar with the product. It looks like a Broadway show, bro. Everything is so polished and everything is fucking futuristic. It's like when you watch AEW and you watch Raw, I mean, if I'm a wrestling fan, I'm going to gravitate more towards AEW because, you know, it's gritty, it's raw, it looks organic, it looks natural. WWE looks like it's 20 years into the future, bro. It's like, I can't watch something that's overly polished. It just comes off too unnatural to me. I don't know if you feel that way about watching the product.
Man, you know what? I mean, I do. I mean, to answer the short answer is I do. But you know what, though? Things like that can be overcome with good TV. Bottom line. Yeah. So if WWE has this super polished, overlit, overproduced product, but they're putting on fantastic storytelling and great wrestling, I can look past all of the other shit. But when you don't really do anything on TV as far as to entertain people, now I'm going to sit back and look at everything that I don't like about this shit. No, you're right. The way it's lit and shot is one of it. Yeah, you're totally right on that. Says there are way more money matches in AEW than anywhere else for him. I mean, that's pretty much the God's honest truth there. He ain't lying there. There's not any money matches of him in WWE. The only one that would be Roman Reigns, and that's honestly it. Maybe Edge, maybe a return match with John Cena when and if he was available. But other than that, I mean, the list is so long that it may keep CM Punk in AEW past his 3-year contract. Is that confirmed? You got a 3-year deal? I'm assuming it's a 3-year, yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's just me, thinking out loud. I think more than likely he signed a 3-year deal. Man, as far as I'm concerned, he could have signed a lifetime deal. Yeah, who knows? There is always something he can bring to the table in this business. I mean, even when he's done in the ring. So. Yep. Says, I don't know if I'm happier to see all these old friends or to see all these new faces. He sent Tommy Dreamer a text in which he said that he's basically Terry Funk, mentions people coming up to him and telling him, I watched you when I was 10. And then he laughs about that being said towards him. Tommy Dreamer really goes into a deep dive on how CM Punk paved the way for independent talent and what he means to fans and this generation of fans. It really puts into perspective as someone, who watched CM Punk and is watching the differences between WWE and AEW. Punk, we saw his career on top. We saw his lows. We saw his highs. We saw him get fired. We saw him do the MMA. And through it all, we stuck with him. And it just goes to show you how incredibly beloved he was through it all, even in his 7-year absence. Many people come back after a short stint away or not even as long as Punk, bro, and they don't get nearly the type of reaction. And yes, it was his hometown, but that even if it was somewhere else, bro, he would have got that same reaction because that's how beloved this guy is. It's crazy to even think about. It is. That is true. I mean, I would say the reaction was definitely elevated because of where it was, but you could have put that show in any city and it would have been an outrageous pop. It really would have been. I mean, so if it was a smaller venue, it would have been a smaller pop. If you'd have put it in a football stadium, it would have been a bigger pop. But I think it was the perfect storm. I mean, the United Center, packed house, Punk returning. I mean, it couldn't have. There is no possible way to set that return up for a bigger pop. It was absolutely perfect. He goes on to talk about Tommy Dreamer and the relationship with Tommy Dreamer. They got emotional, going back and forth, saying very nice things about each other. He talked about his stint in WWE. He says he was going to die in WWE. In my mind, I was like, what would Harley Race do? Would he keep going?
I think he would keep going. There's only so many times you can get hurt and keep going. Says he saw too many friends get swallowed up by drugs, alcohol, and this business. I was the icebreaker to it. I'm really proud of it. When he was talking about being able to take that step away no matter what. He talked about also not being given the time off after numerous injuries in WWE. Says that they're not going to take care of me, and I'm going to take care of myself. It caused a lot of silly drama, a lot of baggage backstage, but in the end, he's still alive. And he did say it does sound a little dramatic, but it's not all bullshit. Emphasis on how he said he's proud of the decision to quit WWE in 2014. He was very passionate in explaining the situation and being proud of himself and that he got himself out of it. And the interview pretty much ended with everybody signing off on Punk. Tommy Dreamer saying, "That's it, enough said, I'll text you." And then Punk responded in closing before he left, "See you later, buddy." Man, it's going to be a big weekend to see him back, man. All eyes on the wrestling world are going to be on Chicago to watch him wrestle. What do you think the buy rate's going to be for this CM Punk return to the ring, man? Anywhere between, I'd say, 150,000, 200,000 buys for AEW, which would net them the biggest pay-per-view buy rating since, I don't even know, a WrestleMania, I'm sure.
I'm not going to lie. I'll be very honest with you. I have no sense of gauging pay-per-view buys. I mean, because WWE has gone away from it for many, many years now. So I don't know what the norm is, what is astronomical, and what is poor. I'm going to be very honest. I have no idea. I mean, I think whatever their average has been, I think this should be greatly elevated by about 50%.
Yeah,
I will gladly say that. So whatever, if they were averaging 500,000 or whatever, something like that, then I see a good 750,000 coming in.
750,000.
I see a 50% bump in what they would normally get.
Okay, so they were averaging about, I'd say, 120,000 for the last couple of shows, maybe 125 if you're pushing it for the last couple of pay-per-views. So 50% over that, you're looking at close to 200.
Yeah, I would say a 50% increase. Absolutely.
Well, there you go. Like I said, folks, it's going to be a very historic weekend in Chicago. All eyes will be on Chicago. All eyes will be on AEW right now, which is the hottest product in all of professional wrestling. Don't let anybody fool you. It's going to be a major, major Sunday night at All Out. Tony Khan, Jesse, he talked about Bryan Danielson and his impending debut. Talked about the rumors. Says AEW will be signing several names in the next few months. Meltzer asked Tony Khan about Bryan Danielson and the rumors. Khan did not confirm anything, and he said the following, and I quote, "I can't answer that question. It's fair of you to ask that question, but it's not anything I could address on The Observer today. But it's fair enough for you to ask. He's one of the all-time greats." That's all he said about Daniel Bryan or Bryan Danielson, so I guess that pretty much confirms from Tony Khan that he is signed, sealed, and delivered, and it's not a if, but a when he is going to debut. Yeah.
If you would have asked Tony Khan in this moment, you know, do you plan on signing Roman Reigns when his contract is up? He would have said no.
Yeah. And you got to admit, bro. You got to admit, bro. Tony Khan, after the Christian debacle, I know we said it a couple of times previously on the podcast. He's handled everything brilliantly since the Christian debacle. He's been very coy. He's been very just, you know what? You know, it's a good question. I can't answer it. Let's just see what happens. You know, that's the type of demeanor that he should have had all this while. But he's played it perfectly with the two biggest names in the industry right now, Punk and Bryan, and he's just played the game correct. Honestly,
yes, he's now doing what he should have done with Cage. He's letting the debut speak for himself.
Yeah. Now
he did go over the top with Punk, you know, over the top with the innuendos and everything else, but that was warranted. If you have Punk, dude, you better, you know, let someone know on a sly or something if you want to sell out the United Center.
Yep.
So he did give us enough indication that it was going to be Punk without telling us it was going to be Punk.
Yeah, and it was beautiful.
Yeah, but outside of that, I mean, he's doing the right thing and letting the debut speak for himself. You see, even when Christian Cage and Punk were in the ring, and Christian kind of just made a jab at that about how his debut fell flat. He said the
Oh,
punk.
yeah?
He turned the punk. Yeah, I'm happy you're here. And your debut was not a disappointment. Just so you know.
Yeah, listen, man. At least they could joke around and have a fucking laugh about it, you know, because they know. They're not gonna openly admit it to you, because then that would be them admitting the fans are right, and they love to fucking rip the fans or shit on the fans. But I love that the fact that they are making fun of something that they know got fucked up.
It is, and I hope he understands that it was never a knock on him. It was just the way he was presented by Tony.
Yeah. So he talked about additions to the company. Khan stated that he's working on more additions, aka free agents. Khan said, and I quote, "I'm definitely going to make multiple additions over the next 4 to 6 months, and I think there will be some activity in the near future. I can't specify exactly what it is, and I don't think anyone would really want me to just say, outright." And he says, nobody would have wanted any confirmation of anything going into First Dance or what it was going to be or how it was going to come off. I definitely will be active and have been active signing people from day one in this company. Recruiting talent is the key to any wrestling company. It's key to any sports business. So, I mean, we got people like Ruby Soho. We got Adam Cole. We have Tessa Blanchard. We have Buddy Matthews, Bronson Reed, a.k.a. Jonah Rock. Now, Braun Strowman, he's out there. He's a free agent. There's a lot of names. Who knows who Tony Khan's going to bring in? He clearly can't bring in everybody, but I think with him, and Ric Flair's another one. Ric Flair, he's definitely coming in, so it's not a matter of if. It's more so when with Ric Flair as well. Kurt Angle's been offered AEW contracts as well, and he's turning them down because he just physically can't do it right now. But how many more people should Tony Khan, or do you think Tony Khan will bring in, Jesse? I mean, is there a limit? Is it at a point where it's a little overkill, or do you want to have this top-tier talent with your company because of their wrongdoings in WWE, and you want to see this talent blossom?
There's a fine line to straddle, and I'm sure that the guy who's spending the money is aware of it, and he's doing it, because you can't sign everybody. No, but you don't want to leave talent on the table, so you got to figure out the soft spot, and then everybody you sign, you got to find something to do with them. You got to find a way to put them on TV. So the more people he signs, the more that he'll be forced to expand the company, make Rampage 2 hours or something like that. He'll never go to a 3-hour show. We know that. So I'm thinking that Rampage will definitely get extended to a 2-hour show on a better primetime spot.
Yeah. And that's the benefit that we have to him signing more talent. I mean, we talked about that. That show's not going to stay 1 hour at all. So I think when they move to TBS, we'd see it in the next 6 months, to be honest with you, that it goes to 2 hours. But, I mean, as far as those names go, Buddy Matthews, I'd love to see. Ruby Soho's pretty much all but confirmed for Chicago. I still love Tessa Blanchard. I know she's got, a lot of people on I guess on the ropes about how they feel about her. I mean, she's still an incredible talent. I don't know if she is going to be well received when she comes back. It's going to be an interesting thing, but she's been very active on social media. Braun Strowman's out there. I'm not a Braun Strowman fan at all. He's not a good look for AEW, but he is out there. And Adam Cole's the one guy, bro, that I want in. I think it's pretty much a safe bet that he will end up in AEW. So we will see what happens there. But there's a lot that Tony Khan has to play with, and it's going to be a very interesting fall and winter for AEW. He also wants to bring AEW to Craven Cottage in London, and he wants to run California next year, and he wants to bring Double or Nothing back to Las Vegas. He says, I can't announce exact dates, but I will say for the first time, I think I've ever said it officially, to give you guys a big scoop on it, speaking to Meltzer and The Observer, I want to bring AEW to Craven Cottage, very much so. Craven Cottage is very special to me, and we put a lot into the development and redevelopment of the Riverside stand at the new Craven Cottage, arena, with all the new amenities and facilities and the beautiful additions. I think would be the best home in England possible for AEW. So this is a great move, Jesse. I don't know if you're familiar. I think Tony Khan and the Khan family, they own a football team over in Europe, Fulham, I believe it is, and that's their home. He wants to make that their legit home, AEW, when they go overseas. And it's almost as if, WWE has Madison Square Garden in New York City. AEW may be making Arthur Ashe Stadium their home in New York City. I love the fact that they have these destinations, these arenas that they can call their own when they go to specific places around the world. I think that's a great thing.
It is. That's pretty cool. I liked it. And even here in Chicago, they've in the short time that they've been here, and just been around, AEW has been to what, 3 different arenas around the Chicagoland area. I mean, WWE comes to one.
Yeah.
To one. I mean, I have never seen WWE in the United Center. As far as I know, they haven't been to United Center at all. They were at the Chicago Stadium, I believe, many years ago for a SummerSlam, I think it was. But I mean, I don't know what it is. I mean, look, that's one of the things I don't like speaking on, because I don't know the business side of it. Like, why wouldn't you book the United Center for a big show or something like that? They came to Chicago for WrestleMania.
Yep.
And did it at the Allstate Arena. I don't know. I mean, I don't know, but I like how they go to these different cities and it becomes almost like again, here in Chicago, they're always here for Labor Day week. I mean, that's just where they're gonna be. They're gonna be here for Labor Day weekend, you know, and they get their Las Vegas themed shows and everything else. They're gonna take them to Vegas. I mean, I do like that. I don't know why they don't necessarily just book the biggest stadium they can get, because again, I'm sure that's a part of the business side of it. I don't know what it takes to book these kind of arenas, but they do, and whatever they're doing, Tony Khan is doing it the right way.
Yeah, I like it. It's fun. It's different. It brings a sense of importance to the show. That's why I think WWE was even in talks, or there's plans to do more theme shows and more destination locations, like different sites. WWE is very synonymous with Monday Night Raw inside the Manhattan Center, or the not the Starland. I was going to say Starland Ballroom. What the fuck is God? I forgot the name of the place in New York City. The Hammerstein Ballroom. Hammerstein Ballroom.
Oh,
yeah.
Hammerstein,
yeah. That's, to me, that's WWE. You know, to me, I love it. I love it if they once a year they went back to something like that, or do a Monday Night Raw from the fucking Manhattan Center. But you know how greedy these fucking people are. 800, 900 people for a Monday Night Raw, and you're missing out on 12,000 people to fucking foolishly spend money on tickets to go watch Monday Night Raw live at some big name arena. I like destination locations like that. I think more companies should be doing that. So it's nice to see Tony Khan kind of adapting with that, or adopting rather that idea and bringing it to AEW. I think it's fun. I think it's very fun.
That's a good idea. Yeah.
Yeah. But we're going to get into the Dynamite breakdown, guys. Again, I want to thank you so much for joining us. We have 2,200 people in the chat right now. If you guys have not hit that thumbs up, please do so. We got 750 thumbs up. Let's try and get 1,000 before we hit the Super Chat segment at the end of the show. Super Chats are open, so you guys can continue to get them on in throughout the show, and Jesse and I will hang out and read them all at the end of the review. Once again, also, the podcast is sponsored by Blue Chew, BlueChew.com. Use code JD for your free sample. We will go over Blue Chew a little bit later in the show, but you guys can get your free sample. Just got to pay the shipping and handling. That's BlueChew.com. Use code JD at checkout for Blue Chew. Dynamite opened up with one hell of a tag team match, Jesse. FTR, Cash Wheeler, and Dax Harwood with Tully versus Santana and Ortiz. Proud and powerful. Great to see FTR back in the ring, one of the best tag teams on the planet. Great to see Cash Wheeler looking good after that absolutely scary injury that he suffered a month ago. But I'm loving what these two teams are doing, man. I really am. And the result here, obviously, to me, I think this is where they're going with it. Santana and Ortiz got the best of FTR tonight. We're going to go over exactly how. These two teams, perfect in what they did. I love tag team wrestling. You guys look no further. If you want tag team wrestling, these are the two teams that are going to give it to you. Some of the best in the world. These two teams work great together. There's a sense of believability. There's a sense of legitimacy here. It almost comes off like there's a real hatred between these two teams, and I love that aspect. I feel it watching it at home. But with FTR losing this match, now we're tied 1-1, Jesse, and we got Grand Slam coming up. There's going to be enough time in between this match, and then we go to All Out, and then we go to Grand Slam, where we can have maybe a street fight in New York City. FTR goes down, Proud and Powerful win in New York City, their hometown. They get crowned number one contenders, or at least close to being number one contenders. We may be looking at, bro, finally, Santana and Ortiz climbing the ranks to maybe become the AEW Tag Team Champions before the end of the year, at latest early next year, 2022. And we may be getting a Santana Ortiz Lucha Brothers possible future feud for those Tag Team Championships. What do you think is going on here?
It could be. I really can't tell where they're going with those tag team titles. If the Lucha Brothers win them this weekend, I think it'll be a while before they change hands. So if they start a feud fresh after they get the titles, that's going to be a lost cause because they're not in the business of hot potatoing titles in AEW. So at least not yet. But I mean, they're up there. I mean, they're in the top tier of the tag teams and in the company with the best tag team division. So, yep. I mean, that can only be a great thing. Who gets it and when? I don't know. It's becoming the thing of who's gonna beat the Bucks. Who's gonna be the ones to beat the Young Bucks? I don't know. I'm still thinking Jurassic Express, to be honest.
You don't think after the ending that we've seen tonight and how just beat down Christian and the Lucha Brothers were inside that steel cage, you don't think that we turn around Sunday and we get the baby faces going over the heels after what we saw tonight in the main event?
We could. I don't see it as a foregone conclusion. We could. But at the same time, they could lose, and that could be another in for Andrade to get in the head of these guys to get them over to their faction. See, if you were with me, you would have won those fucking titles.
Yeah. But this was a great match, though. I love that Tony Khan gave these two teams the opening spot in what was a very hot crowd in the Now Arena in Chicago. I love that these two teams opened the show because I do think that they got kind of a lackluster response the first time out, and I think the injury kind of derailed everything, and a lot of people were more concerned about what happened to Cash than anything because that was a gruesome fucking injury. But they came out firing on all cylinders, and it was great to see them on the opening of the show, and they really set the pace for what was the best match of the night. We got FTR whipped into the barricade here. Santana hit a cannonball off Ortiz's back, which was very Hardy Boys-esque. Ortiz maintained control in the ring. Cash got a blind tag. He surprised Ortiz with shoulder, I guess, into the shoulder steel post. So he threw him into the steel post. FTR continued to beat down Ortiz with some frequent tags, doing what they do best. Cash ripped the turnbuckle pad off, one of the turnbuckle pads off, while the referee was distracted. Rick Knox is an absolutely blithering fucking fool. Every time he's in the ring, bro, it's like they make a mockery out of refereeing with Rick Knox there. It's like he's a half-witted idiot.
He's their Earl Hebner, man.
Yeah, that's exactly what he is, but nowhere near Earl Hebner.
Yeah.
But Santana stopped them, FTR, before Ortiz made a comeback dropkick. Cash cut him off. Ortiz quickly recovered with a lariat, and that allowed him to reach Santana for the hot tag. He made a big one-man babyface comeback on FTR. He hit the three amigos on Dax, and then he went up to the top rope. Crowd was going crazy. Big frog splash, paying homage to Eddie Guerrero. Santana Ortiz hit a double-team wheelbarrow cutter and a German suplex, but Cash broke up the pin. Ortiz rolled up Dax. Dax kicked out, sending Ortiz into a right hand from Cash. Dax hit a spike brainbuster, which looked devastating, and that actually finished their first match, and it was good here for a near fall. FTR went for a combo brainbuster, but Santana speared Dax out of the way, allowing Ortiz to reach Santana. They hit an inside-out suplex for a very close near fall. Santana and Ortiz then went for the finish, the street sweeper. Dax broke it up. Cash hit a gory special facebuster, which looked incredible. And then there was the ending of the match here. Santana broke up a pin off of a big rig. Santana hit a rolling cutter. Ortiz hit a lung blower. Santana then hit a thrust kick, and they hit another double-team inside-out suplex for the 1-2-3. Excellent tag team match. Looking forward to seeing if they do book this on the New York City show at Arthur Ashe Stadium. And the series now is tied 1-1 between FTR and Proud and Powerful. Jesse, what is going on with the Pinnacle, man? We haven't really heard much of the Pinnacle and the Inner Circle. Are they just now as two factions in AEW, the two biggest factions in AEW? Are they taking a step back to let these individual feuds shine? What's the deal with that? And are you concerned about them taking a backstage, or I guess, out of the spotlight role here to let everybody in these groups shine individually?
I think the Pinnacle is going to come back to full form after MJF and Jericho get done, then they can go ahead and disband the Inner Circle while Pinnacle comes back. Because Pinnacle and Inner Circle being there didn't make much sense. I mean, first off, they were both heels, and then you changed the Inner Circle to babyface. But now, I mean, how long is that going to go on for? I mean, you can't just turn a whole faction, from heel to face like that. So, I mean, they did. I mean, but it doesn't make any sense. I mean, they're going to keep forever. So at the end of it, I see the Pinnacle winning that war, coming back together as the dominant heel faction in the company. And Sammy can go on to Sammy Guevara has a humongous singles career in front of him.
Yeah.
I mean, humongous. He does not need a faction anymore. Jericho is clearly winding down his career. They got to find something to do with Hager. I mean, which they can. I mean, he's entertaining. He can find something to do, and that'll be that. I think the Pinnacle will come back to form after they get done with their individual issues and everything like that, and then that'll be the dominant faction in AEW.
So the Inner Circle kind of bows out of the spotlights as a group, but they're still together in theory, but they're not really going to do it on screen. They're not going to, like, break up or anything. They're all going to be still a family, but it's not going to be, I guess, told on Dynamite is what you're saying.
I think so. It could be one of those things where they could come back and form together down the road just for like just for the memories type deal. But yeah, I don't see a reason to actually have a legit breakup. They can just kind of flounder away, and then you have a reason to have Jericho be gone for a while. Sammy's getting beat down. Then look at this, Jericho returned to come help Sammy. He said he wouldn't wrestle a match anymore. That doesn't mean he can't come out and kick some ass sometimes.
Yeah, no, you're right.
No.
CM Punk was on the show. Of course he was, in Chicago. Jesse, one question about Punk, in your honest opinion. Do you like Punk being advertised for all these shows? Now, I know he wants to be there. I know it's in AEW's best interest to advertise CM Punk. I mean, you sign CM Punk, you're going to put him on TV because he's going to be best for business. Do you think that they've handled Punk and his appearances well so far, or do you think that it's a little overkill that he's been on every show so far? Or does it take away, I should say, as far as Punk being a special attraction?
Punk has been gone for 7 years, bro.
I know.
He's been back for 2 weeks.
But he's been on Rampage. He's been on Dynamite. He's been on Rampage. He's been on Dynamite.
Been back for 2 fucking weeks.
I know. Do you see that? I mean, what I'm trying to say is, do you see that continuing every week? Or do you think that AEW would, I guess take a step back and not do CM Punk every week? Do you think it's going to kill his luster?
How many weeks straight have we seen Roman Reigns?
Roman Reigns has not been on every show.
Feels like it. But it's going to take a long time for this Punk shit to burn out, man. I mean, if you're traveling city to city and you have CM Punk on your fucking roster and you don't advertise for him, then you're not in the business of selling tickets, man. People want to see Punk, and they don't want to buy tickets to an AEW show without Punk being advertised. Get there, and he's not there. So, I mean, why would I buy tickets? I mean, they want to see Punk. Will it die down? Look, everything gets boring after a while.
Yeah.
Everything does. I mean, that's any and everything. But in the meantime, this guy is fresh back. He wants to travel and be on TV, advertise it. You want the ratings. You want people to buy your tickets and sell it, dude. I mean, this is why he's here. He's here to help get the company over as well. I mean, the secret is out. He's now here. He's willing to travel and put him to work. Yeah, you advertise. This is when you advertise. You don't advertise the size returns, but once he's back, you put him to work. You put him on the fucking promo packages. You put him in the headers. By the way, did you see that the first face you see on the intro, the new intro, is Cody Rhodes? Still. Then the second one is fucking CM Punk.
Man, leave Cody alone, man. He's not even on the show.
Right. So why is it? Oh God, never mind. But yeah, you have to advertise for Punk at this point. He just got here. He's not floundering yet. He's not even wrestled a match yet. You can have Punk on the show as much as he wants every fucking week. You don't have him wrestle every fucking week.
I know. I'm just saying there's got to be a happy medium. He can't be overexposed where it kind of kills his appeal.
Yeah. You don't want to you don't want to oversell it. You don't want to overpush it, but you don't want to give him a Brock Lesnar deal.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying. I get what you're saying, and it's absolutely imperative that AEW uses him, especially in the beginning phases of this return. But I don't want it to become a point where it's like WWE, they'll run it into the fucking ground. Is all I'm saying. I don't want them to go that route.
But again, this is what I like about this version of Punk we're gonna get. It feels like any and everything that we get from Punk is all an idea of Punk.
Yeah.
Because Tony Khan, I'm sure he'll suggest some things and CM Punk will sign off on them. But other than that, this is what the creative mind of the guy this is why Punk is so beloved. People want to, in the industry want to shit on him for being not over and this and that. This is why people love Punk. Ultimately, because Punk did what the fans want every wrestler to do when Vince McMahon puts bullshit in front of them. He want them to stand up for themselves and do something and take a stand and fucking put your fucking foot down. And he did. And he felt so passionate about what he wanted, he fucking left the business that he loved. I mean, if we want to love someone who loves pro wrestling, nobody loves pro wrestling more than that guy as far as we can fucking.
No, you're right.
So that being said, dude, the guy has ideas. He has stories to tell, and what we're seeing are all his fucking stories, and that we've been deprived of for years, and we're getting it. Punk's not gonna be out there doing something that he didn't think of or sign off on. So I want to see what he's got. If he's out there every week for a year straight, this was his plan. Then it is what it is. Just make sure it's interesting, because if it's not, I want to be the first to call you out on it.
Yep. Well, he was there in the ring. He came out, cult of personality. Fans were giving him a huge reaction in Chicago, rightfully so. He said he's only seen it around half a dozen other wrestlers in all his decades in wrestling. He asked the fans if they're sick of him yet. He said there are some people out there who get tired of this kind of attention really fast, but he's not one of them. He said he's going to enjoy it while it lasts. He said on Sunday he's aware this could all be the end for him. Said he hasn't wrestled in 7 years. You know what? I'm nervous. Dare I use the word scared? Fans were chanting, "You still got it." I don't know how they would know he's not wrestled anything yet.
He's not fucking wrestled.
You still got it. The guy hasn't fucking wrestled yet, but there you go. He promised the fans that each time he laces up his boots, he'll come down the aisle and give them his best. And then, like you said, Jesse, earlier in the show, Daniel Garcia and 2.0 attack CM Punk. Why? Because they said they were going to, and they want to make a name for themselves. And I love what they've been doing, especially with 2.0. I'm not sold on Daniel Garcia yet. I get very, very young Taz-like vibes from him, but he's obviously not like built like Taz, but I get that rugged style from him. But man, 2.0, they are booking 2.0, Tony Khan and AEW, perfectly so far. They don't even look like the same. They don't even feel like the same team we saw on NXT about 2.5, 3 months ago, bro. These guys, they're growing on me big time. And I think they could be major players in the tag team division if they continue what they're doing here.
Yeah, it's so weird how they're being booked, because they're being booked like jobbers, but they're not. I mean, at the same time, they're giving them promo time, they're giving them some kind of credibility, and they're entertaining. They came out and said what they were going to do, then they did it. Then they got their asses kicked, because that's how much of but it's hard to explain, because it's not like they're being booked as the top guys in the whole division. They're being booked on the lower end of it, but they're being booked to their strengths, man. And that's just something that they didn't get before. They're given a little bit of mic time. They can go out there and compete as a tag team. They can clearly work in the ring, and they hit their spots. There's nothing special about them, but they're just entertaining. I don't know what it is about.
Yeah, they are very entertaining. They're very charismatic. They're very good talkers. And I mean, look at what these guys have done in a month. They've been infused with Jon Moxley, Eddie Kingston, Sting, Darby Allin, and now they attack CM Punk randomly on tonight's episode of Dynamite. I mean, if you're going to the top, you might as well fucking go right for the head of the snake, honestly. And that's exactly what they've been doing.
So far, they're the smartest fucking guys in the company. This guy just came in and has brought all these ratings and all of this talk and fanfare to the company. How come more people are not out there trying to kick Punk's ass?
I don't know. But they did it.
Smart.
Well, they tried to at least.
Tried to. They failed, but hey, you know, wow, take a shot.
So they triple team Punk. Fans were chanting for Darby. His music played, and then Sting and Darby walked out. Now, I get the whole ambiance, and I get the whole music adding to the whole effect of the beatdown, and oh my God, the crowd goes wild with the music playing. If Darby and Sting just walked out, and Sting walked out like a badass, and Darby walked out with him, I think, you know, I hate when the music hits, bro. It's just something about it. You know, it's a little minor criticism on my behalf. I don't like when the music hits. I think it's lame. I think it's cheesy. It comes off more like a stage show than an actual fucking fight. But that's just me. They came down and they obviously took care of 2.0. Punk got back up. He was doing the 10 punches in the corner. He was throwing some stiff shots at one of the 2.0 guys. Punk eventually hit a GTS. Sting and Darby beat up the other two. Sting did a Scorpion Death Drop. Darby did the Coffin Drop. GTS all at the same time. This was a great moment. Fans were going crazy. Big CM Punk chants. And then Jesse Sting took the microphone. And get this. He's cutting a promo on CM Punk. Not really cutting a promo for, a match, but he was more like a hype man. Sting gets on the microphone, bro, and he says that he, Steve Borden, one of the biggest legends in this fucking industry, he says he's always wanted to share a ring with CM Punk. Like, what the fuck? Sting and CM Punk in the ring cutting a promo. Sting cutting a promo on CM Punk in 2021, man. If you asked me that was going to happen in the beginning of the year, I would have looked at you like, you're a fucking mental case.
Yeah. Seriously, who would have thunk it? And I'm hearing the respect that Sting is getting in that locker room is Undertaker-esque right now.
Well, rightfully so.
Yeah. I mean, he's pretty much the godfather of the fucking of the locker room.
I mean, I can't think of a better hype man, to be honest with you. If you're going to have Sting hyping up Darby and CM Punk for All Out, I mean, how can you get any better than that?
Yeah, then he came out and said, I'm not coming out for this match. Y'all don't need me.
Yeah.
Go tear it up. Tear it up.
I mean, that's just brilliant. He says, much respect. I want to get that out of the way. He said their paths have never crossed until now. He says it was nice to go watch him do the GTS. And it happened right before his very eyes. He liked seeing the coffin drop. He liked doing the Scorpion Death Drop. Says it was nice to clear traffic because they don't want anything to get in the way of this match at All Out. Sting says he knows Darby is ready for Sunday. He said when Darby and Punk collide, it's going to be showtime for sure. Darby and Punk got a stare down. They got face-to-face with each other. And that was it. That was it. Nothing more, nothing less.
Did you notice that FTR 2.0 came out with no ring entrance, no music?
Yeah.
They came out to boos. I'm like, why is the crowd booing? What the fuck is going on? These fucking clowns come out.
They ran out there like they were like their fucking house was on fire.
Dude, these fucking CM Punk is in Chicago addressing his fucking city, and these assholes come and get in the ring and attack them. They are officially the biggest heels in all pro wrestling tonight.
Listen, man, I like it. You know, 2.0, they may be like semi-comedy. They may come off as jobbers, but man, you know, they're doing their job brilliant as well because, you know, they're out there, they're playing the pricks, they're agitating the entire situation, and then they're selling for Darby and Sting and Punk, and they take the offense great. You know, it's great to see these guys get beat up because of how they've been acting. They're acting very entitled, so it goes hand in hand. I think everything is just working really well with them. I don't want to get ahead of myself because I don't know what the future holds for them, but if they keep doing what they're doing, man, I could see big things with them. I really could. And I never felt that way about them in NXT. It's almost as if NXT thought they were just comedy fucking fodder on Tuesday nights, and I never seen it there, but I see it now for some reason, and that's just one of the glaring differences between how AEW treats talent and how WWE treats talent. They use everybody. They give everybody a shot. How do you know what they have unless you give them a shot?
You gotta try. I mean, and we've seen AEW fail at quite a few different gimmicks, you know, trying to give it a shot, but it's okay. You give it a shot, you get a feel of how the people felt about it, and you move on. Remember when they were pushing the librarian gimmicks on TV?
Yeah.
Didn't work out.
No.
They didn't, but I like what they did. It didn't work out from day one. They didn't scrap it and yank it off TV. They let it play out for a little bit, see if it got over in another city. and they slowly phased it out, and they got away from it altogether.
Yeah.
Now it's gone. I mean, but they gave it a shot, and then they're not as slowly kind of repackaging them on dark on. So I like the way they do it.
We'll see what happens with them, man. But they've been rocking and rolling so far. Speaking of rocking and rolling, MJF with another tremendous promo here on AEW television, interviewed by Tony Schiavone. Tony Schiavone was a great part of this because he was very open and blunt about how he hates MJF and he doesn't even know why he is here. He is uncomfortable sitting here next to this prick. So Schiavone said this is a difficult interview for him to do. MJF sarcastically called Schiavone such a professional. Look at you, Mr. Schiavone, such a professional. MJF listed Jericho's nicknames and touted him in the 4 decades that he's been in this business. When Schiavone said 4 to underline MJF's comment, MJF took exception and said, please. MJF said when his career is all said and done, he'll take his place. And he said that he might as well be pro wrestling's stepdad because he has Jericho's shoes to fill. He compared Jericho to Muhammad Ali, an all-time great who keeps coming back and scrambling his brains and sending himself on a downward spiral physically. Just like Ali, Chris, you're an addict. You need the spotlight. You crave it. He said when a man like him loses the spotlight, he'll do just about anything to get it back. So that's why he put it on the line, the career on the line. He said he will have the distinct honor and privilege of ending his career. He said it's so poetic that the same longing for the spotlight that got him to the dance will be the same reason that his music dies. I mean, we could sit here and fucking stroke MJF's ego all night, but, I mean, another tremendous promo. I mean, what else do you expect from MJF? Every time the guy is in front of a camera or a microphone, it's going to be fucking perfect anyway, so this was no different.
Yeah, I'm wondering if MJF was even here.
I don't think, maybe. I don't know, man. I thought, like, when you told me that you'd be surprised if he's not out in front of this crowd. Yeah. Maybe he wasn't. I don't know.
He must not have been there. Why in the hell would you come to Chicago, bring MJF, and not put him in front of this fucking crowd, dude? You kidding me? They will fucking shit all over him. It'd be perfect. He must not have been here.
I don't know. But I guess they wanted to go the more intimate route with the interview and promo here for MJF. But lots of arrogance as always. A lot of MJF quote-unquote truth. So I'm looking forward to the match because there is a little sense of unpredictability going into the career on the line stipulation.
Yeah.
Orange Cassidy versus Jack Evans. Not really much to this, Jesse. Orange Cassidy wins in 6 minutes with a, I believe it was a small package that got the job done. And the match actually ended in the picture-in-picture commercial break, which I don't think has been done before in AEW. Sounds like a Monday Night Raw thing to do. But I'm not sold on this Hardy family office, bro. I'm not sold on this. I think it's lame. I think it's overstayed its welcome. I know that the Hardy family office is about gathering a bunch of relative unknowns and youngsters and building them up through Hardy's name and whatever value he has left. But I tell you, man, it ain't working for me. I love Matt Hardy, too. Yeah, I know you like Matt Hardy. It's just not working for me, dude. Everything that comes off with the Hardy family office just feels so unimportant.
Yeah, it is, man. It feels kind of thrown together. The whole stable itself. I don't know. But maybe Matt Hardy is just not over enough in 2021 to get 2 other tag teams over. Just on his name value alone. Maybe I don't know. The guy. I mean, I don't know. I don't want to pretend like I know what the answer is, and they should be this. Well, I'm like you. I just know this is not fucking working. This is not working. I think Private Party will be much better off on their own right now. TH2, I think they'll be relegated to dark for the moment right now. It's not that they're bad. It's just there's too many great tag teams right now. They have to wait their rotation out. But Private Party should be up there in the mix with everyone else at this moment.
Yeah, they're still so young that they have enough time to get there, which they will. I mean, they need to mature. I think they're a little too green still, in my honest opinion. But I think they'll get there. And Matt Hardy was doing right by them, I think, in the early stages. Now it's just kind of overstayed its welcome for me.
And it hasn't progressed.
No.
Really.
No, I think they look ridiculous too. I think the Private Party thing, them partying and being party boys and all that stuff. Now they're, I don't know what they are. Like I think they've actually regressed in their identity and who they are. I don't know if you feel the same way about Isaiah and Quinn.
From when they started, they definitely did not. They didn't get any better from when they started here in AEW. So, if anything, they did probably take a step back. I mean, which again, I can't stress this enough. A lot of people are gonna have to do things like that. I mean, John Moxley is doing a fucking Forbidden Door challenge with someone that no one in not too many people in the arena probably ever heard of.
No.
I mean, but look, everybody can't be on top all at once. So, I mean, we've got to rotate. We've got to keep people engaged in different storylines as we get other talent on the show and then in the top tier. So, Moxley will be back. Private Party will definitely eventually be back to getting elevated on the company. But right now, this HFO stuff isn't working for me either.
Evans protested to the referee after the match was over. Hardy ran out, attacked Cassidy from behind. Chuck Taylor, Wheeler, Utah ran out to stop Hardy. Then we got all the Hardy family office. That was Angelico the Blade, Private Party, Jungle Boy's Music Kit, Jurassic Express ran out, and Marco Stunt ran out. They cleared the ring, and it gave the fans a reason to sing along and wave their arms to Jungle Boy's music. So there you go. And you were wondering, Jesse, if with them losing to the Lucha Brothers, if they were going to be on the All Out show, they were added to the buy-in. So they will at least be in front of that crowd right before the pay-per-view in a big, irrelevant to me, 10-man tag with the Hardy family office.
Yeah, I mean, look, this is just one of my favorite tag teams that I want to see get put on. But them, like everyone else, they got to wait their turn. There's no way Tony Khan is not burying or does not have faith in Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we know that. We know that they are over as Rover. I mean, even though Jungle Boy is a fucking asshole, but they'll get their time on top. Easy.
You mean Jack Perry is an asshole? Why is that, bro?
That fucking guy, dude. Just get through the show. I'll tell you guys later.
We got a video package on Eddie Kingston and Miro. I'm actually looking forward to this match, even though there's not much built up, and Miro is just basically calling people out at this point because he is the Redeemer. We got a video package with Eddie Kingston and Miro. Sound bites from both. Kingston said Miro's neck is his kryptonite. He's afraid of the tornado DDT. Says he's going after everything he loves and desires. Without that championship, you're no longer God's favorite. Take my hand. We're going to walk through hell together. Maybe if you survive that, you'll get to go to your God's heaven, he says. Miro said God's favorite champion stays down only for his wife in a hotel room after victory.
There you go again.
CJ Perry is going to be at All Out. That's my prediction. I think she will be there.
There you go again.
Jim Ross was in the ring with Chris Jericho. Big interview here. And Jericho came out. Crowd sang along to Judas as always. So Jericho is one of his better friends in wrestling. He thinks he's making a mistake. So he said he wanted to tell him that in person. Jericho came out. And he said, "Welcome to Chicago, Chris." He said he usually doesn't say that anymore, but tonight is a good time to really beckon the past. He said 22 years ago, he began his journey to main events in Chicago. He said Ross was one of them who recruited him to start the main event journey. Ross says it was an honor to recruit Jericho. Ross asked why he agreed to this career-ending stipulation, and if he were to lose, he can't wrestle in AEW anymore. He said, MJF, first of all, I want to say you're a piece of shit. Schiavone commented, that is a huge understatement. So Schiavone agreed. Says he's a button pusher like him. He says he's arrogant like he is. He said all he has over him, though, are 3 victories. November 2020, May 2021, and August 2021. He says those months, those victories, those dates are burned in his brain, which is why he has to put it all on the line to beat him. He says he's never been complacent. He said 3 years ago, there was no guarantee AEW would be a success, and now they are the hottest wrestling company today. And I can say that is a fucking understatement. He says if he kept winning matches and titles, it wouldn't matter because he looked in the mirror. If he looked in the mirror, he'd see someone who couldn't beat MJF. He says he couldn't live with that. He doesn't want this to be the end. I don't want it to stop. Fans were chanting, we want more, we want more. Jericho says, yes, I do too, which is why he has to take this chance. He said if he loses, he will walk over to the commentary desk and do that gig full time, and he will thank the fans for all their support and being a big part of his life. He said Max will not take this away from him, though. He said he will have to be the best that he's been to beat him on Sunday, And he said he'll have to break every bone in his body and squeeze the breath out of his lungs because he is Chris Jericho and MJF doesn't have what it takes. He says he doesn't have the balls to get rid of him. See you on Sunday at All Out, you little prick, says Chris Jericho. Really good promo here. I preferred MJF's. The one thing that I took away from this promo, Jesse, is the fact that AEW once again making the past as relevant as the present. November 7th, 2020, May 5th, 2021, and August 18th, 2021 were all dates recited by Chris Jericho, which is a huge deal as far as the storyline and this feud is concerned. That's not something you'd see with the other guys on Monday night or Friday night. I love those little caveats there. I love that attention to detail. And like I said before, I think this match, the first match that they had here, or the last match I have to say that they had, I thought was great. So if they could duplicate anywhere close to that, I think we're looking at a great match for Sunday.
Yeah, I think it will be. I think I'm more interested in the outcome than the actual match itself at this point. Good. Again, I love Jericho, but watching him work a legit match, pay-per-view match these days is kind of rough.
Yeah.
I want to remember, the heyday Jericho. I do, man. Look, if he was working just like a TV match, Dynamite, Rampage, whatever, fine. But I know how far he's going to try to go for these pay-per-view matches, and I just don't want to see him look bad, to fans who don't understand or respect what he's done for this business and give them ammo to talk shit about him, because he deserves a lot more given after a bad match.
Where does MJF go after he beats Jericho at All Out?
I'm sorry?
Where does MJF go after he beats Jericho at All Out? Do you start seeing him creep into the main event scene? Who does he feud with next? Do you see MJF and CM Punk getting started immediately after All Out? What's next for him?
Oh my God, don't fucking tease me like that, man. They don't even have to fucking wrestle. They can just come out and have promo battles for a month straight.
Can you imagine that, dude? You say it's must-see TV when MJF is on the screen every single time, bro. Can you imagine him in a fucking promo battle back and forth with CM Punk live in front of a hot AEW crowd?
Man, don't fucking get me started, man. I would love to see where they go with him. I think it'll be easier to tell what they're gonna do with MJF after the results of All Out. So, just seeing who wins what and here and there and everything else. There's so many. He could jump into the main event, jump in with. I would love to see that one. Who knows, man? There's just so much. I think they're treating MJF very, very, very carefully, and as they should be, because he is going to lead this fucking company years down the road. Not right now, nowhere in the near future, but down the road. Companies, they're careful in this booking, which I do like. I really hope he does not lose to Chris Jericho right here. It'll feel like it'll be one whole big 50-50 booking situation if he does.
No, I don't think so. I don't get why the last match needed to happen on Dynamite. I think the fifth laver should have been Sunday. That's what it should have been. But here we are with another match after the 5 lavers were over, and it does make me a little, I don't want to say scared, worried for AEW's creative. I have a feeling that they may pull the trigger on Jericho. I don't think that's the right move to make, but MJF needs this more than Jericho does.
Yeah, so, absolutely. This will help just catapult MJF's heel character right now.
Yeah. Powerhouse Hobbs versus Brian Cage. This was a battle of the big men. I got stuck. I think I was watching the remnants of Impact on Thursday, and then they do something about Impact in 30. They go over certain talents, and they go show highlights of certain matches that talent has been in. This past Thursday was Brian Cage. I seen some matches with him and Ray Fenix, him and I believe it was Matt Sydal when Brian Cage won the X Division Championship in Impact. Dude, Brian Cage is a fucking great pro wrestler. He's got everything that you would look for as far as a guy. He's just a natural athlete. And for a guy that size to work as good as he does and move as good as he does, I'm watching these Impact matches or the highlights of these matches, and I'm thinking to myself, where is this Brian Cage in AEW? I feel like, honestly, he's being misused heavily, greatly in AEW, and I don't know if they know what to do with him. it's a sad state of affairs to see him just floating in nothing almost. And this match with Hobbs was great. 8 minutes, whatever it was. Hobbs looked good. Hobbs is looking better and better every time he's in the ring, which is what you want. But it's tough to get invested in what's going on with Team Taz. It's tough to get invested in this match here with two guys that you want to see succeed because there was a commercial break in the middle of it. It only went 8 minutes. But Brian Cage, man, I mean, what a missed opportunity so far. It's almost, I don't want to say it's as bad as Miro because they righted the ship with Miro and they're doing him brilliantly now. But it's almost as if they're doing what they did with Miro to Brian Cage, but they've extended it longer. I don't know why.
I don't know if they had any real plans for this Team Taz breakup and everything else. Because when they broke up Cage from them and stuff like that, it wasn't like he was, a clear standout to get a babyface run out of the faction. You know what I mean? So they separated them and then had them feud, but none of them were over. The most over guy in the whole fucking faction is Ricky. Ricky's fucking Starks, and he's a heel. So I mean, he can't pull him away. So I don't know what plan they had for this, but it didn't seem like it was going anywhere from the start. I mean, just from the get go, nobody was tripping over and falling over themselves over Cage or fucking Hobbs so I don't get it. I don't fucking get it. I like Brian, as a wrestler, but the storyline and everything else, how they put him in Team Taz and broke him away, the timing was off on everything. It was off on all of it. I like the Miro reference. I like the situation. But they did fix that ship, so I don't see why they can't fix this one.
Yeah, I'm hoping that they can. But as far as Miro, do you see if Brian Cage gets built up and he moves on from this shit with Team Taz, do you see eventually down the line maybe a Miro versus Brian Cage match, powerhouse match between these two, maybe for the TNT title? Is that what Brian Cage needs? Someone like that to kind of feed off of? Because nobody here in Team Taz is doing anything right now, man. Even Ricky Starks. We all love Ricky Starks, but it's not generating any interest at all. Just move on.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, dude. That match does not sound all of that fantastic to me.
No.
Just the dynamic of it, For me, and this is a me thing. When I see big beefy Brian Cage guys or big beefy Miro guys, I want to see them wrestle smaller, normal size guys to get that dynamic. Because otherwise, you get like the match like we got tonight. With just two big dudes just plonking around and nothing really dynamic happening in the match itself. Unless you get like a high flyer like Keith Lee or something like that, there's just no interesting dynamic to that match to me. I love seeing Brock Lesnar face fucking like AJ Styles and shit like that. That's just my personal preference.
Yeah, no, I hear what you're saying. Those are the more intriguing matches because there's a little bit more room to work. The two similar styles, they clash, and it's like there's no real identity there. But with Lesnar and like a Bryan, Lesnar and Punk, Lesnar and Styles, those matches always ended up being matches of the year. So I love that's my favorite dynamic, guys like that. But
whenever they advertise these big meaty matches, it's two big guys, they never deliver.
No.
I can't remember the last match we saw with two big, huge guys that was a standout fucking 4 or 5 star match. They never deliver.
No, I agree with you. This one was okay. Like I said, it went 8 minutes. It's tough to get invested when there's a commercial break in the middle of all this stuff. Even with the picture-in-picture, it's not the same. So once they came back from commercial, Hobbs was mocking Cage. He came back with a flatliner. Cage was going on a big offensive flurry. Here's some strikes and exploded suplex. Both men traded finisher attempts until Hobbs hit a big spine buster for 2. Cage came back with a rising knee and then an F5 followed by an outside-in vertical suplex. Hook. Taz's son hopped up on the apron, distracted the official as Ricky Starks ran out and hit Cage with the FTW Championship right in the face. Hobbs then hit the Oklahoma Stampede for the 1, 2, 3, and that was it. Hobbs gets the victory, and he's looking better and better every single week. We got a promo about Malakai Black and Lee Johnson.
So good,
bro. I know. Malakai's awesome, but what's not awesome, bro? Listen, I'm gonna try and get Lee Johnson to the meet and greet, bro. I'm gonna try and get him to the VIP meetup. You gotta open up about your dislike for Lee Johnson, bro. I specifically heard you tell me tonight that you want to see him absolutely destroyed by Malakai Black?
Yeah, I'm sure you can get that screenshot somewhere, right?
Yes, it's on my phone.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
good. Bring that to the meet and greet.
I got it. But Lee Johnson, bro, we're getting this match on Rampage, man. Does Lee Johnson have a death wish coming his way?
Well, I'm hoping they don't kill the guy, but he's winning the match.
What's that? What, Lee Johnson's winning the match? You want him to beat Malakai, you said?
Yes, I want him to. I hope he does. I don't think he is.
Okay. Well, Malakai cut a promo saying that when he beats him, he'll put a coin on each of his eyelids so he can pay the boatman's toll, and then he's going to send him to the gates of Hades or something. He mentioned some Bible reference, something, man. Whatever Malakai's doing, man, I'm all for it. I love it. Jeez. The guy's just firing on all cylinders, man. This is exactly what WWE missed out on, and they could kiss his ass because it's their loss.
Man, and what about his wife, man? Well, how come she didn't come over for this?
Loser Vega. She's not going to win a match ever. That woman will go winless.
Title matches every week.
That woman, don't get me started. But that woman will go winless in her entire WWE run. Then she'll get released.
Yeah.
Nick Conman's going to release her. Anyway, something that I wish we didn't have to pay for. We're paying the fucking boatman's toll watching this shit. QT Marshall was immediately in the ring with his guys. He called Paul White to the ring. Paul White.
Oh, that pop.
He said, just you and me, heavyweight to heavyweight, he says. White walked out into the ring. Marshall's men attack White, but he fought back. KO punches, chokeslam. Marshall fled the ring. The Gun Club came out to support White to prevent another attack by the Factory. Marshall stood on the ring apron with a chair. Billy punched him off the ring apron. Marshall retreated. And then Gunn, Jesse, all of a sudden bashed Paul White from behind in the back with a chair. His sons didn't seem very surprised by this. They stood there very stoically. His dad, or their dad rather, Billy Gunn, was just standing there with this maniacal look on his face with the steel chair. White barely got a hand up after Billy swung the chair right at his head. And then Excalibur called Billy's sons scumbags for just standing there and doing nothing. Marshall and his guys returned to the ring and teamed up and gave White a very, very shitty-looking diamond cutter. Marshall stood over Big Show, or Paul White, whatever you want to call him, and raised his arms. Schiavone said he hates Marshall, and White is a friend of his, and he's not sure he's even going to make it to All Out. Oh, please, Tony, don't tease me like that, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, God almighty, get this shit off of my television, man. If I want to go watch Raw, I'll go watch Monday night. Why is this even on the fucking show?
Oh, no. Of all places that you choose to stick Paul White into a wrestling match, you choose All Out in Chicago.
I don't get, if the match should be the pre-show, number one. If the match doesn't last 90 seconds, I'm going to be very pissed. There's no business. Listen, I get everybody gets an opportunity. Paul White's not done yet, unfortunately, and AEW's given.
Yes,
I know AEW's given opportunities and storylines to people, up and down the roster. Everybody's getting their fair share of TV time, but I don't think this exactly screams, Jesse, AEW to me.
No, this does not. And by the reaction of the live crowd tonight, I think it's a preview of the reaction we're going to get on Sunday. I think this was a bad idea. I'm hoping that he's seeing that this was a bad idea, slowly changing his
I certainly hope that's the case. But another question I have is, I don't know why Gun Club is on Dynamite getting storylines. I don't think anybody's itching to see fucking Gun Club on AEW television.
No. When they did the heel turn, I'm not even kidding. I was watching the TV. I was just like this, and then he turned heel and he hit him, and I was just watching. It's like,
I can't bring myself to care about anything.
Didn't care. I didn't give a shit. I didn't even text you about it. I mean, I just like, oh, and it's like nobody fucking cares. Nobody cares about Big Show, and they care even less about Billy Gunn and his kids, man. I mean, I don't know why this is here. I mean, I don't know why Big Show would even want to get back into the ring at a pay-per-view in a marked town like this where they're gonna shit all over it. I mean, so if you had to pick and choose your spot, you wanted to do it here? I'm hoping they're changing their mind on this, and I hope that they write him out with this kayfabe injury. And we were talking earlier about Daniel Bryan or Adam Cole coming in to face, Andrade. But, I mean, truth is, that would be a bad spot because who's going to lose that?
Yeah.
Andrade can't lose, and they coming in on that. But QT Marshall can lose.
QT Marshall versus Andrade?
No. Not Punk. Bryan or Cole, if they want to come in to have them replace Big Show.
Oh, I don't know, man.
I mean, look.
Just take it off the fucking show. Put it on, dude, do it on Dynamite for 90 seconds. I don't care.
They've already booked it, and they're gonna give us something there. But that would be a nice surprise squash match as opposed to watching Big Show versus QT Marshall. I'd rather have Daniel Bryan come out and murder QT Marshall.
We'll see what happens. I don't want to get my hopes up for the match to be pulled. Maybe Tony Khan has come to a revelation of sorts and realized, what the fuck am I doing? But who knows?
Yeah,
Penelope Ford versus Tay Conti with the bunny. I mean, I don't care about this. I mean, this is just random fucking garbage on the show. Bunny tripped Conti running the ropes. Conti grabbed Bunny and lifted her into the ring or on the ring apron. Ford charged. Conti moved. Conti shoved Ford into the bunny. And then she was rolled up for the victory. And Ford wins in about 9 minutes.
Oh, you skipped over the part where Tay Conti went to the top rope.
What about the top rope?
She went to the top rope, and the camera guy was in the perfect position to get this shot of her on the top rope.
Oh, was she bent over?
Oh my! I don't know. I'm married, bro.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I don't know.
You don't know.
But for those who are not married, they probably
you mean to tell me that Tay Conti has nice assets? Is what you're telling me?
I never noticed.
You never noticed?
Never noticed, man. I couldn't.
Coming from the guy who said Jack Perry is a fucking asshole.
Oh God, yeah. Finish this bit so we can get to why he's an asshole.
After the match, Bunny and Ford attack Conti. Anna Jay comes out for the save, making a return. They haven't seen her in months, and she's back, and she embraced Tay Conti in the ring, and she will be a part of the Casino Battle Royale on Sunday. So she's back.
That's just it. Anna Jay's back.
Jungle Boy's Boo is back, bro.
Did you see her?
I did see her, man. I have my own personal favorites on the roster, man. It's not Anna Jay.
Okay, get the fuck out of here.
It's not Anna Jay, man. Thunder Rosa and Jamie Hayter, bro.
Bro.
Listen, man. There's no better 1-2 combination in wrestling, man, than Tony Storm and Jamie Hayter, man. You can't at me.
I will at you with Tay Conti and Anna fucking Jay.
Well, listen. You can't go wrong. You can't go wrong, man. I like Tony and I like Jamie. It is what it is, man. Whatever.
Fuck Jungle Boy.
Jack Perry, I'm sorry, bro. I'll see you in Chicago. Don't listen to this geek over here, man. We all love you. Good for you, man. It's better than winning the World Championship from Omega a couple of months back.
Yeah, I'll take that.
Yeah, me too. We got... What else we got next? We got Marvez, speaking of Thunder Rosa, backstage. Nyla Rose and Jade Cargill, along with Mark Sterling and Vicky Guerrero, walked up there. Rosa said if she's going down in a fight, she's going to go down swinging. So Jade and Rose attacked her. Sterling suggested that to Vicky. They do battle on Sunday with the high stakes in the Battle Royal now. Not for free, not now. On Sunday, Vicky said it's the first time he's made any kind of sense. So that's that. Thunder Rosa, I don't know. Does she win the Battle Royal, dude? Who wins the Battle Royal? Ruby Soho win the Battle Royal? Who eliminates Thunder Rosa? I'm assuming Thunder Rosa wins that and gets a shot at Britt Baker, no?
That'd be Thunder Rosa, man.
Yeah.
I mean, you can have your surprises and your Joker card, but at the end of the day, you got to give it to somebody who's been working.
What if we come down to Ruby and Thunder and they go about 10 minutes, man, in the battle royal by themselves?
You could, and you can easily eliminate somebody, keep them strong, and get a story out of it. She can come in and feud with her first opponent.
Yeah.
In the battle royal, and they can go out together as a double elimination. There's a lot of different ways to do it without them looking bad in the debut and not winning.
Yeah,
especially in the battle royal. So, I think it's just a matter of and look, we're just assuming she's coming here and not to Impact or something like that. We don't fucking know for sure. I don't think nothing's been confirmed with.
I mean, she had another vignette, The Runaway. It was the 3-part series that she did on Twitter, and she put a brief thing at the end of the video that said next destination, and it was a bunch of blank letters, fill in the blank, and it, obviously it is enough for Chicago, so we all know what's happening in Chicago this weekend, but I think she's pretty much a lock there. I mean, I don't see her going anywhere else.
It probably is. Anna J teased her return tonight, too, on Twitter.
Yeah, I saw that.
So maybe it is, and I hope she does show. And there's plenty of people you can start her in a feud with and keep her strong in the battle royal. But yeah, it should go to Thunder Rosa, nobody else.
Yeah, definitely. Schiavone was backstage with Britt Baker and Jamie Hayter with Rebel. She said that they're going to add some star power to the women's casino battle royale. She said one of the hottest stars in all pro wrestling has just signed a long-term contract with AEW, baby. No, it's not Adam Cole. It is Britt Baker. She signed a new extension, and she trolled everybody, and she is the face of the women's division.
I thought it was Jamie Hayter, and that's bullshit. Britt Baker was never a free agent.
No.
She was currently signed and re-signed. She was never a free fucking agent.
So what is she talking about? Is she making a sly remark about Bebe?
Well, she was trying. I think she dropped the ball on that one. She was never a free fucking agent.
I don't know what happened there, but listen, bro, there's breaking news as far as Bebe goes. He has no cavities, according to DMD.
That's confirmed. No cavities, brother.
So Adam Cole's a handsome fellow, and he's got great looking teeth.
And he avoided all of the sweet stuff in Titus Catering.
There you go. He avoided the sweet stuff in Titus Catering, and he avoided a burial by Vince McMahon. It's great. Who's better than Adam Cole right now?
He's winning.
Jesus Christ, man. He would have been buried either way. Now that Vince McMahon's running fucking NXT, imagine Adam Cole at the top of the card being buried by Vince McMahon on Tuesday night. Why even bother going on Monday night?
No, it's fucking scary, man.
It is very scary, man. That's scarier than fucking any Hollywood fucking horror film. Ever.
Ugh.
They got their own horror film fucking right there in the CWC. Anyway...
Think about this shit. Look at this fucking company we have right now, man.
I know.
The stars we have right now, and the stars coming in. I heard people saying that, what if Wyatt goes to Impact? Fucking Impact.
Bray Wyatt is not going to Impact. Who the fuck is going to go to Impact? Bray, what Windham Rotunda going to Impact to what? Wrestle in front of fucking 25 people?
This guy makes millions of dollars in merch sales. He's going to AEW.
Get the fuck out of here, man. A bunch of fucking idiots online. And the community is really fucking... Oh, Bray Wyatt's going to Impact. What, to feud with who? Chris Bay? Who?
I have no idea.
Fuck out of here,
man. If he goes to
Eric
Impact,
Young?
If he goes to Impact, he's going to feud with nobody but Forbidden Door.
Fuck out of here. Bray Wyatt will go right to the Dark Order, man. The Dark Order will finally be dark.
Yeah. They're mentioning them getting a new leader in BE and stuff.
There you go. Hopefully it's
yeah, something's coming.
We got the main event here. Actually, let me go over what they actually put for the remainder of the shows coming. Rampage's lineup looking like this. CM Punk is there. He's going to speak. Darby Allin versus Daniel Garcia. Malakai Black, Lee Johnson. Chris Statlander versus Rebel and Jamie Hayter. And Miro will speak about Eddie Kingston. Then we got Wednesday, Dynamite, Jon Moxley's homecoming in Cincinnati. And then All Out. You guys know All Out. The buy-in, Jurassic Express versus Best Friends in the Hardy Family Office. Kenny Omega versus Christian Cage. Britt Baker versus Chris Statlander. Bucks versus Lucha Bros. Tag Team Title Steel Cage Match. Miro versus Eddie Kingston. TNT Title Women's Battle Royal. Paul White versus QT Marshall. Jon Moxley versus Satoshi Kojima. And MJF versus Chris Jericho. So it doesn't look bad on paper. So hopefully they do deliver. And then we got Punk versus Darby, obviously, as the feature match there. But it doesn't look bad on paper. Hopefully they do deliver. I do think that they will.
Let me ask you this. What main events the show?
I'm going with Omega and Christian. That's where I think we see Daniel Bryan.
Omega should main event in any fucking pay-per-view he's on.
Yeah.
But
Punk does not need to main event.
But Christian Cage, no, he doesn't know. Punk does not need to main event at all. The only thing about it though is what match is the bigger draw?
What match is the bigger draw? Punk Darby or Christian Omega?
Yeah.
I think I think the bigger draw is Punk and Darby, but I mean it's an undercard match that features the return of one of the biggest stars of all time, and the AEW Championship should be in the main event.
You know what? No, I know it's gonna main event. The fucking cage match is gonna main event.
No, it ain't.
I think it is.
Why is the cage match gonna main event?
It's a title match, so you putting titles in the line. But I think it feels like they will close the show with the cage match, especially depending on what kind of spots they have planned and everything else. Like to follow that, you know what I mean? Punk and Darby closing the show would kind of be ridiculous. It really would be. It should be Kenny and Cage, but that kind of bores me, to be honest. I would like to see a cage match.
Yeah, but I think we see Bryan come out though in the main event. That's what they're going to end the show on. Yeah.
What's this going to be? What's this going to be his interaction there?
I don't know. I think they're going to set up Bryan Omega.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. They going to catapult him to the top.
I don't know. Well, I mean, I don't know where else you would put him, man. You know, Andrade. I don't know if the match is actually canceled or they're doing a mystery guy. I don't know if that's confirmed or not, but. Like, you can't put him there because, like you said before, it makes no sense. I mean, someone has to lose that match, and Bryan's not losing his first match in, and neither is Andrade. So Adam Cole doesn't make sense either because it's just a dead-end spot.
Oh, fuck no.
So,
Adam Cole deserves a big debut.
Yeah. I mean, Andrade, unfortunately, is going to have to suffer the fact that Pat can't make it. He's got to be off the show. Just doing it on a random time.
I think he tweeted something about him having a mystery opponent.
I don't know. Maybe it's somebody from Impact. I don't know. Who knows?
Oh God,
I don't know.
Like Wyatt, maybe.
No, well, Wyatt's not due till October.
Oh, that's right. He'll be an Impact in October.
Maybe it's Buddy Murphy.
Could be.
Buddy Matthews.
Even still, he can't lose.
I know. We'll see what happens, but the main event was fine. I mean, I'm not a big proponent of these 8-man tags. I think it gets very crazy, very out of hand. There's just too much chaos, but this was fun while it lasted. Luchasaurus, we'll pick it up at the end here. Jungle Boy hit a huge suicide dive on the outside. Luchasaurus hit a chokeslam and a standing moonsault on Karl Anderson for a 2 count. Penta tagged in. Lucha Brothers set up for the Fear Factor, but the official was distracted by Brandon Cutler, who sprayed cold spray in Fenix's eyes. The Good Brothers hit a magic killer on Fenix for a very close near fall. Fenix countered the BTE trigger. Hit a double handspring cutter on both Bucks, which looked great. He fought off the Good Brothers, but the Bucks caught a crossbody and hit the Meltzer driver for the win. After the match was over, we got Kenny Omega coming out. He strutted out to the ring with Michael Nakazawa, and he instigated the Elite beating up the babyfaces. And the steel cage match that is happening on Sunday, we got a little preview for it. Don Callis, like a weasel, ran to the back. Omega said, Don, you got the keys to the mechanism that lowers the cage. Lower the cage. So we got the cage being lowered. They were beating down all the baby faces in the ring. Omega said it was great meeting with Tony Khan earlier. He loved talking about the video game and ratings, and he's careful about misplacing his personal items. He said Callis has the keys to the cage, so the cage comes down, and Omega bashed Christian with kendo sticks. Bucks bashed away at the Lucha Brothers. All of a sudden, Dante Martin from Top Flight come running out. Kazarian comes running out. They couldn't get into the cage. Jungle Boy tried climbing the cage. Marco Stunt tried climbing the cage. They got cold spray in the eyes. Cutler was doing his work there. Cutler did the same thing to Marco, like I said, although he probably would have never gotten into the cage anyway. Schiavone said the cage on Sunday will hopefully keep everybody out. As we all know, these steel cages are very much a false advertisement. Nobody's being kept out of the cage. Nick handcuffed Penta to the top rope, super kicked him over and over. Omega then suggested that they turn to Christian. He delivered a BTE trigger to Christian, and it was a triple BTE trigger. And that was the way the show went off the air. I think the Lucha Brothers take the tag team titles, bro. That's what I think.
I can see it. I mean, they have enough build to it where I can see it happening. You know, unlike the Statlander, Britt Baker match where it's like I don't shit happen there with that match. So I mean, it could happen. I see it. I mean, the Lucha Brothers got the kind of moment. It could. I just think the Bucks are probably going to keep it and go a little bit longer.
Yeah. And that's
Plus,
the way
it just seems like a easier gateway to get with Andrade too.
Yeah. Well, it was a fine Dynamite for what it was. It wasn't too crazy. I mean, they're riding the CM Punk wave right now, so that's where we're going.
Wait. Unless, hold on, I'm sorry to cut you. Unless, since Andrade's match is getting all kinds of scrapped and changed or whatever, what if the Lucha Brothers win because Andrade comes down and gets into that fucking cage and helps them win?
I could see that. That'll set up the match with Omega too.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens with that, but it was a good episode of Dynamite. Not their best effort. I feel like a lot of this stuff on the pay-per-view is just randomly thrown together. No real substantial build like we've seen before going into an AEW show. Like I said, they're riding the wave of the CM Punk momentum. That's what this weekend is about. It's going to be a epic and historic week with Bryan potentially making his debut on Sunday. Punk wrestling for the first time in 7 years. Either way you look at it, it's still going to be a incredible, newsworthy show. So Jesse and I will be in Chicago on Saturday. I'm flying in Saturday, and I can't wait to meet you guys. We will be at the Granite City Brewery. That's in Schaumburg, right after the Fan Fest, 8 p.m. So make sure you guys come on out. And it's going to be a great week, man. I got SmackDown and Rampage Friday live here in the venue on OTS. Off the Script episode 389 is going to happen on Saturday. And it should be a good weekend, man. But that was it, guys. Hit that thumbs up. We're not at 1,000 yet, man. What's going on? What is going on, man?
66? It's not too far.
Let's get 1,000, bro. Hit that thumbs up if you have not done so yet. And Super Chats, man. Last call at the bar. Get them on in. We're going to go over the Super Chats in just a second. Make sure you guys follow me on social media at JD from NY206. That is on Twitter and Instagram. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for notifications. And go check out all the other videos that you might have missed on the channel. And once again, the show is sponsored by Blue Chew, BlueChew.com. Use code JD at checkout for your free sample. You're going to be needing it. Especially after Vince McMahon ripped up the script on Monday and then NXT is undergoing these changes with Vince and Bruce running the ship now. Come on, man. You're gonna need a Blue Chew more than ever now, man. Anyway, let's get into the Super Chats.
Before you start the Super Chats, for everyone asking, there's been no update on Daphne yet.
What is going on there?
Well, apparently Daphne went to Instagram and posted some suicidal thoughts.
Oh boy.
And I guess apparently they seem pretty legit, and a lot of the people are trying to reach out to her and get her some help. Mick Foley's chiming in. A lot of different people are trying to get her some help right now, but no update. I did just see a picture on Twitter of David Flair, Chris Kanyon, and Daphne together.
Oh boy.
Yeah, that's not fucking good.
No. So thoughts and prayers go out to her, man. That's awful. Awful situation there.
Yeah.
Ray G with a 1,500 in Japanese yen. Thank you, Ray G. Brian Cage is the machine. Thumbs up. I liked Raj Giri's tweet that AEW is more sports entertainment than Raw. AEW is more sports entertainment than Raw. I don't know what that means. Fuck sports entertainment. AEW is not sport. Anything can be entertaining, man. We don't need sports entertainment. We want professional wrestling. Thank you for the 1,500 in yen, Ray G. Thank you so much, bro. Tricky Whisper 33 with a 4.99 super chat. Love the show. Also, you watch Gore and Perkins? I do not. I do not watch any WWE content creators for the video game. Macho T is my only close contact there, man. Macho T's my boy. DV Acme with a $5 super chat. I belly laughed at Britt's double tease of a hot free agent coming in. That is totally them nudge, nudge, wink, wink about Adam Cole coming in. It could potentially be the Easter egg starting for Adam Cole Bay Bay. I would not be surprised about that.
The Easter egg started on Punk's shoes.
Yeah.
And why did the HFO run away from Jurassic Express?
Because Luchasaurus is menacing, bro. He's a fucking dinosaur.
Dude, there was like 37 people in the HFO in the ring.
Listen, man, Jungle Boy's got the power of Anna Jay. Anybody would be afraid of him.
Oh, fucking. What a prick, dude. Yeah, Luchasaurus, Jungle Boy, okay, we got those guys. And Marco Stunt. And 1, 2, 4, 6, 7 guys, they clear the ring. Get the fuck out of here. We want no part of Marco Stunt.
Hey, whatever. Hardy Family Office, bro. It's awful.
What the fuck? That was stupid.
Michelle Moran with a $2 super chat. AEW's wrestlers while WWE's cartoon characters. Well, that's what Vince McMahon wants. That's what Vince McMahon wants. He wants fucking characters now.
Yep.
Hooligrim with a $5 super chat. WWE equals where and what entertainment. Also, we watch Elite. Have fun in Chi-Town with all the smart marks. Wink, wink. Have fun
That's
at
right.
All Out, fellas. Thank you, Hooligrim. Hopefully you're doing better, brother. Munchie Time with a 1999 super chat. Great go-home show for AEW with the exception of HFO. Even QT and Paul White isn't as boring as them. You're really stretching it there, bro. I'm really split on if Jericho wins or loses. MJF seems like the perfect guy to end his career. Excited for All Out.
This is what Jericho does. More now than even before. Jericho has always been in AEW to help get younger talent. I'm sorry to cut you off, JD. But now, this is the time. Putting MJF over now in this match will, to me, solidify everything that Chris Jericho has come here to do. Came here and made a megastar.
Jericho's always been like that, I feel. Like, as soon as he signed the dotted line, his entire vision was to build the company up. He knows what he's doing.
He made a faction. He got Sammy Guevara over.
Yep.
Not so much Jake Hager, but he's putting MJF over big time right now.
Yep. He's enhancing. I think Santana and Ortiz were over when they came in, but he's enhancing them, or has enhanced them.
Yeah.
Jacob Donnelly with a $5 super chat. Shout out to 2.0, who are the first people to beat up CM Punk in 7 years. They are becoming must-see on AEW TV. I'm liking what they're doing, bro.
Must see, but I enjoy their presence. I do.
Jason Barker with a $5 super chat. Daphne Unger from Impact Wrestling is suicidal right now. Please pray for her. Awful Grim Bones with a $10 super chat. Hey, JD, Jesse, and OTS fam. Wednesdays are the best. Getting to listen to the podcast while I'm working. I took off work this Sunday for All Out. I can't wait. Playing Destiny until Sunday. Enjoy that, man. Destiny's new season is really fucking good.
Man, I'm playing more tonight. I gotta go back into Iron Banner, man.
Yeah, me too. The RTG Noble with a $9.99 super chat. Me and my best friend will be attending Grand Slam in 3 weeks. I'm really excited for it, JD. Will you be doing any meet and greets that week? Have a great night, guys. Noble,
I'll be vaccinated.
Listen, I'm not attending the show because I am currently not vaccinated. Number 2, I will be holding a meet and greet, I think, but it will be at a beer garden. One of my favorite beer gardens in Queens. So we will be doing that. Hopefully I can announce that soon after All Out. Thank you, Noble. Should be a great show, though. I'll be live with Jesse on Wednesday, but I'd rather be grounded for the show anyway. Trey O'Garrickson with a $4.99 super chat. Hey, guys, love the stream. My question is, if CM Punk went to the G1, who would you like to see him face off against the most? Mine would be Kenta.
Anybody.
No,
I don't want to see Kent. I don't want to see GTS versus GTS.
No.
That's some WWE bullshit.
Yeah, that's like Spear versus Spear.
We're
doing Spear versus Spear.
No.
DX for life with a $5 Australia might. I hope once Hangman becomes AEW champ and all the free agents come in and settle things once Full Gear comes around, they hit their stride again. They will be hitting their stride, bro. They're actually not even at the fucking tip of the iceberg yet.
Yeah, AEW is gonna be the bane of Vince McMahon's existence.
Yeah.
Now look, it shouldn't be. I mean, if Vince McMahon would just embrace the fact that he does not own pro wrestling, I'm pretty sure that Tony Khan would be happy to embrace some sort of relationship so wrestling business can go on this ride with them.
Yeah.
But they don't play well with others, though.
No, and they're not professional wrestling either. Remember that.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. Yeah, sorry.
Trey O'Garrickson with another $4.99 super chat. Also, rest in peace, NXT. It died when Reed was cut. But with Vince and Bruce running it, it just feels like someone is taking a dump on its grave. Bro, USA Network. Yeah, WWE already took a dump on NXT's grave when they moved it to the USA Network.
Yeah. To me, and not like Bronson Reed was a huge megastar, but Bronson Reed was the most baffling release I've ever seen from WWE.
Yeah. And there's no fucking way anybody's going to convince me that Triple H had a part in Bronson Reed being released. That is straight outright lying by the company, man. Triple H fucking shed tears when that man was let go.
He put the rocket pack to that guy, dude.
Fucking ridiculous, man. NXT was dead when they moved to 2 hours, man. That show should have never expanded to 2 hours.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mr. Cake with a $5 super chat. I love AEW, but they need to do something about quality balance. One moment we have Malakai Black vignette, then we got QT Marshall. Bro, they have to eliminate this fucking mid-card garbage, bro. QT Marshall and Big Show don't need to be on Dynamite, man. When you bring in a Bryan and a Cole and a Ruby Soho and you're bringing in Bray Wyatt and you're bringing in Buddy Matthews, man, you can't be putting shit like this on the show.
No.
You have a mega roster. What the fuck are you doing?
No, keep him off and do not. My God.
There's a reason why Elevation exists, man.
Yeah. Do not sign Adam Shear.
No.
Please. Not. No. Please.
Keep him as far away from that fucking contract as you could possibly keep him away.
Please. Impact. That's a guy who may flourish on Impact. He'll be the biggest star Impact had in a long fucking time.
Yeah. Jason X Cross with a $20 super chat. Thank you, brother. Despite being all over the place, this home show still has me hyped for All Out. No Pac versus Andrade sucks. Kudos to Tony Khan for letting us know in advance, unlike a familiar billion-dollar company. Yes, Jason.
I loved it.
Yeah, it's amazing how they have a match that can't take place, and they give you the reason why that match can't take place. But WWE advertises Sasha Banks right up until the fucking bell rings, only to not bring her out.
Yeah, I mean, it sucks. I mean, as a promoter, but the difference in the two is Tony Khan treated us like adults.
Yeah.
Plain and simple, but we get it. We'll be on social media saying, "Oh, I was looking forward to that match." Sucks, but we get it. I mean, it's nothing he can do. Hey, travel restrictions, fucking COVID. Letting you know right now, he won't be there. We'll figure something out. Done. Simple. Sasha Banks won't be here. She hasn't been here all week. We'll figure something out for you guys. Okay. Done.
Metalhead for Life with a $4.99 super chat. He says, keep it up. Thank you, bro. Eddie Hazard with a $19.99 super chat. The end segment would have been the perfect moment for an Adam Cole run-in debut after DMD teased him earlier in the show. I think that's why it felt flat. Great to see Anna Jay back. Also, Max Caster returned at the Dark tapings.
Yes, he did.
That's a great thing to see.
I'm going to his concert tomorrow night.
Are you really?
Yeah, I'm going, man. Yeah,
for
sure.
Oh, wow.
So it should be a lot of his friends. It should be a lot of talent here. It's a bar. It's a small spot. So it's not like if any celebrities are there.
Listen, man, Lee Johnson may show up, bro.
He could. Anybody, any of the talent that shows anybody else.
That sounds like a good time.
Yeah.
Mr. Cake with a $5 super chat. FTR and LAX brought it tonight, but FTR needs a big win soon. It's been a year since their last big win. Bro, FTR's got a lot of equity, man. They don't need a big win. They're still one of the best tag teams on the planet, dude.
Yeah, but they are really weird right now. Like, they don't... It's like they have a part-time schedule. I mean, I know they had the injury. It's just just like there's like a lineup injuries. They had one injury, then they went right into the other one. It just seems like they're rarely on TV. They come in, do a match, and then away again.
They may have a little case of the injury bug, I think. I'm not really sure.
Yeah.
Don't tread on me with a $5 super chat. CM Punk finally got his ice cream bars. LOL. Yes, and we will be getting them at All Out.
Yeah, I hope they change their rappers, because then if they don't, my rappers are...
Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. I knew he was promoting it on Instagram earlier today.
Yeah, that's not it.
$5 super chat, Mr. Cake. I think Ruby shows up at Arthur Ashe. Also, she was at the venue, so now we need security. Maybe. I don't know who the Joker would be. Maybe it's Tessa. Maybe it's Tessa at all out, and maybe we get Ruby Soho at All Thresh. Or maybe we get Ruby Soho as the Joker, and then she debut wrestles at All Thresh. Who knows?
It says my mic is cutting out.
Your mic is cutting out. Yeah, a little bit here and there. That's all right. Jerry Ramey with a $10 super chat. JD, what about the 2015 Zayn vs. Owens and Sasha Bailey era? That was good stuff, but I fully agree that it is NXT's greatness ended in 2019. Yeah, that was good, but that was just the beginning stages of it all, man. Then they got better. 2017, 18, 19, man. Those are the peak years, bro. Desmond Dukes with a $50 super chat. He says, I will see you guys Saturday in Chicago. Desmond, we hope that you come to the Granite City Brewery.
Somebody said they were buying me like a 5-star gourmet dinner.
Who?
I don't know.
Desmond Dukes?
I'm trying to find out who it was. Maybe it was somebody in this damn chat too.
I don't know, man. Maybe it's Lee Johnson.
Oh, maybe, man.
Maybe it's Thunder Rosa.
Probably. Could be.
I think we would be buying Thunder Rosa a fucking 5-star meal.
I don't know about a 5-star meal. I would definitely buy her a drink or two.
Lord Ades. I can't pronounce this guy's name, man. Lord. I'm just gonna call you Lord.
Oh Lord, no.
$10 super chat. Hello, Mr. YWC Messiah. I sent you a private message on Instagram. If you could give a shout out about it to the OTS family, I very much appreciate it. But if not, I also understand. Let me check my Instagram, bro. I don't have no idea what you're talking about. I have no idea what you're talking about, bro. What are you sending me on Instagram? Oh, there you are.
Oh, I got a DM too. What is this?
Brother, I will shout this out. I will shout this out on Friday, man. When I do my SmackDown post show, man. I want to make sure the link is in the chat and everything. I got to take it from the Instagram on my phone, which I can't do right now. I got to log in to the PC version of Instagram, and I'll shout, yeah, man. Lord is setting up a GoFundMe. Apparently, Lord is having endoscopic spine surgery. This will be number 4 of 6, and he's setting up a GoFundMe, and he needs help from the OTS fam. So we will talk about that on Friday, brother. I got you, man. Mr. Cake with a $5 super chat. AEW as a wrestling company is going from getting starter cars to getting supercars, and it's great to see. He also says Ric Flair wants to reunite with Arn and Tully. I wish Ric Flair would go away. Francis Loop with a $10 super chat. Maybe Nia Jax should wrestle the big man style like the big guys instead of trying to wrestle. Did you ever see Akeem or King Kong Bundy attempt to do a buckle bomb? I'm afraid of the new NXT edict that Vince McMahon will bury Triple H and his guys by having Gargano and Ciampa job out to Vince's new favorites like Cross on the main roster. Bro, I don't know what's happening with this NXT shit, man. Guys like Gargano, man. Bruce is gonna look at guys like Gargano and fucking just bury them every which way. But Nia Jax, man, she has no business being in a wrestling ring. There's a reason why the Performance Center exists. Use it. She's fucking terrible.
She has become a legit danger.
That's exactly what she is. She's dangerous to fucking everybody on that roster.
Yeah, I don't like, just kicking someone when they're down. I know she's going through crap right now because of the shit going on with her and the Charlotte fight and everything else. But let's be fucking honest, man. There's been more than 1, 2, 3, or 4, 5 cases. There's been a lot of, not maliciously, but just.
Bro, did you see the way her suplex ended up with Charlotte? Man, it wasn't even a fucking suplex. It was just like viciously dropping her. Like it almost came off as if she never fucking wrestled before ever.
It was pretty fucking bad.
And you said you watched the fucking shit back like 3 or 4 times.
I did. I went back because I listened to Bully Ray speak on it, so I went back and watched it again and again and again. And yeah, I mean, there was look, I didn't see one person at fault in this. It was definitely, the 2 of them together just not vibing. But I think I texted you this earlier too. I wonder if this was Charlotte just being defiant, trying to start the issues of her getting released because she wants to be with her.
Well, how much of this, Charlotte just won the championship, bro. How much of this loss, pinning her clean on Monday Night Raw after she just won the title from Nikki Cross, how much of this has to do with Ric Flair showing up on NWA? Anything at all?
It could be, because we know how Vince is and how petty he is.
Yep.
I mean, do we need to remind you of the fucking CJ Perry?
Yeah.
Weeks? I mean, so it's not far-fetched to think it. And if you do think it and you're wrong, you're not in the wrong, because he's done it before. You know, but it also could be them just taking the title off of her soon, and they're setting the stage for that. Maybe she does want to get out.
I can see it.
I can see it too.
Gavin Deet with a Australia-mite $5 super chat. Grado to headline AEW UK and TK to finally get that old hag to license out like a prayer. I don't know what you're talking about, dude. I have no interest in seeing Grado at all. Francis Loop with two $5 super chats. They should have Britt Baker and Adam Cole do a Dr. Squash shower commercial and play it during the commercial breaks for Raw and SmackDown. Instead of Braun Strowman in the Dark Order, I would have Tucker Knight, I'm assuming you mean, in that group. Not sure if I would have them babyface or heel, though. No. Tucker Knight does not need to be in the Dark Order. Strowman should not be mentioned in any AEW breath. And Britt Baker and Adam Cole, they can do whatever the fuck they want, man. Dr. Squatch, you want to put them there, here, everywhere, I don't care. Just give me Adam Cole, baby.
Yeah, it's gonna be nice. Do they put them together on the show?
No.
Not like together, but do they acknowledge that they're married or they're a couple on the show?
I don't think it's necessary. I think they'll get like a tease here and there, but nothing crazy.
Yeah.
Issa, the NYC Demon Diva with a $4.99 super chat. Why did Sting make Punk Darby about him? Did Cody write that promo? Laughing emoji.
Probably.
Jesse says probably, Issa.
He put himself at the beginning of the fucking intro again.
Listen, man, I don't appreciate this Cody Rhodes hate, bro. I'm sorry. Cody Rhodes is a legend, bro. Can't be speaking ill will about Cody Rhodes here.
He was first in the original promo. Like, all right, fine. But then they had to redo the promo because now they got fucking Punk and Malakai. So when they redid it, they were like, okay, well, we got to keep me in the front, right? I mean, we'll start with everyone else after me. So then they go Cody and then Punk. I mean, that a coincidence?
No. Even when Cody Rhodes is not on the show, he's putting himself over. What a fucking swell fellow. What a gentleman.
Now you got Rose to the Top coming up soon.
Hey, I can't wait, man. It's going to be show of the year.
Fucking.
Brandi has new wine out, man. She got new rosé wine.
Yeah, I heard. She can drink again, so she's going to dive right back into it, man. Good for her. I mean, but before the show was announced, what were so many people complaining about? Cody's overexposed. He's not putting people over. He's doing this. Oh, okay. How about a reality show then?
Then she deleted it. Then she deleted a tweet. Did you see her deleted tweet?
No, a Brandi?
Yeah. About black talent, black professional wrestlers. When they get an opportunity, she says, "Where are you guys when they get an opportunity? You cry for them to get an opportunity, and when we give them to you, you don't show up." Ooh. Or some bullshit like that.
Who would they give the opportunity to?
I have no idea.
Showed up.
Dude, no. Listen, I'm gonna say this right here because everybody thinks I'm something that I'm not here. Okay. AEW's got some great black athletes, man. Will Hobbs is fucking. He's gonna be a future of that company. But I'm not putting Will Hobbs in a fucking main event scene against Kenny Omega. It's not the time or place for that. Black athletes, black wrestlers in AEW, or black athletes or black wrestlers in WWE, I don't mind them being at the top when they're ready. I'm not going to make someone a world champion or make them a number one contender or push them because of the color of their skin. You have to have the right place and the right time for that to happen. And unless you're a moneymaker like Kenny Omega, you have no business being in that spot, no matter what color your skin is. Give me a break.
Who is she referring to?
I have no idea, but she deleted the tweet. Fans, I guess. She was shitting on fans.
Well, in regards to who was getting a shot and nobody showed up for? Like, who is she talking about?
I didn't see the tweet when it was up. I read about it on one of the dirt sheets. I don't know. She deleted it. She got flack for it. Who gives her? She's Brandi Rhodes.
I mean, she didn't put a tweet up about slavery, did she? I mean,
I don't know. Buddy Murphy put a picture up about him breaking free from handcuffs, and people thought it was his slavery imagery. I'm like, what? Have you watched any of the fucking vignettes this guy has done?
Oh, it was a slavery image. The image itself was from something about slavery.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, the actual image itself. Yes, not his. We know what he was trying to get at. He picked an image that was referenced to.
Oh, okay.
He picked the wrong image. That's all.
Okay, I see why people were upset, but I mean, why does it always have to be something that it's not with these people? Like, you knew what he was talking about. Why make it a big deal? So he took it down.
He knew what he was talking about. He took it down. He apologized. He just picked the wrong image.
Mr. Cake with a $5 super chat. Daniel Garcia is getting a massive push. I feel not even Scorpio Sky got this kind of push after breaking away from SCU. Well, Daniel Garcia's got more charisma than fucking Scorpio Sky.
Oh, God.
DV Acme with a $5 super chat. Daniel Garcia is AEW's version of Zack Sabre Jr., a grinder, limb worker with a chip on his shoulder. He's a wrestler archetype that AEW didn't have. D the Grasshopper with a $4.99 super chat. CM Punk is a heel. You heard it here first. No, he's not. Mr. Cake with a $2 super chat. That Jericho promo felt very telegraphed.
In what way?
I have no idea. I thought it was very Chris Jericho-esque. Tony Brown with a $4.99 super chat. JD and Jesse. Matt needs Jeff. Big pop like Wednesday night without Jesse and Britt does look that fine in person. Yeah, Britt's an attractive woman, man. Good for Bebe.
Yeah, she's pretty hot.
And she's the most over female in the industry. Tony, thank you so much, bro. Coil Phoenix with a $20 super chat. Hey, JD, I totally agree with you on the aspect of the intro music being played before the wrestlers come out. In my opinion, if you want someone to come out to help even the odds, then just do it and then play the intro music after. Yeah, I hate it, man. I've actually spoken to somebody in the know on the east side, and I could tell you that some of the people in the back don't like that aspect of it either. I think it's lame. It's very formulaic. I just don't like it at all. It's something that should be done away with. But Coyle, thank you so much.
Britt Baker is the second most over woman in the industry. She's not more over than Becky.
Oh, yeah, okay. Sorry, Mrs. Rollins.
There you go, man.
Sorry, Mr. Lynch.
Yeah.
Sorry there, bro.
She'll get her wife on you, man. You better watch out.
I know. Mr. Cake with a $5 super chat. Thoughts on All Out having tons of legend matches. Also, with Full Gear changing dates, it feels like AEW is doing a lot of reshuffling. Cheers. When did they change Full Gear? Oh, God.
Did they? Oh, wait.
Did they change the date of Full Gear?
Yeah, they did. They didn't change it. They just pulled it from advertising.
Oh.
So I don't know if they're gonna repost it or change it, but right now it's they pulled it from advertising for the time.
Mr. Cake with another $5 super chat. How would you book Bray Windham in AEW? Would you book him like Turtleneck Bray or 2016-17 Bray Wyatt?
It'd be a new Bray Wyatt.
Yeah, it's going to be a new Bray Wyatt. We don't know. That's the great thing about it.
Yep.
CC Steven with a $10 super chat. Hi, JD and Jesse. Great show tonight. I cannot wait for All Out. Question for Jesse. Why would Punk and Darby main event be ridiculous? It's the biggest match in wrestling at the moment. Because the AEW World Championship is the biggest title in all pro wrestling right now, man. Why would you not have that in the main event?
Because of the guy that's in it. But I get it, but you're right. I mean, in theory, it should main event it.
Yeah.
If it doesn't main event it, then another title should main event. Miro could main event. Or the tag title. I think the tag titles could also main event it. And this wouldn't be the first time.
What was the last thing you said you might cut out?
This wouldn't be the first time that the tag titles have main evented an AEW pay-per-view.
Oh, no.
So.
Freebird with a $5 super chat. When do you see Adam Cole debuting, and do you think that Britt Baker was going to bring Cole out with her promo tonight? No, I did not. And Adam Cole's going to be debuting in New York, if I had to make a guess. Dwayne Cruz with a $9.99 super chat. Charlotte being punished by Vince for her husband and dad. Oh, don't know if y'all seen her, but Kayla Nasi, a friend of Jade Cargill's. I don't know who that is. Look up Kayla, K-N-O-S-S-I, Jesse. Kayla Kanasi.
Is that Kayla Braxton?
I have no idea. Mr. Cake with a 10.
Kayla, one more time.
K-N-O-S-S-I. Mr. Cake with a $10 super chat. I think Punk Darby main events. Nothing follows CM Punk in Chicago. It's suicide. I think Bryan is the mystery opponent for Andrade, which is funny because Pac is always the mystery opponent. Punk is not the mystery opponent, guy. Mr. Cake. Or Bryan, rather, is not the mystery opponent because why would he lose his first match? Or why would Andrade lose at all? Unless they don't give a shit about Andrade.
I think he misspelled her last name. What's her last name?
Kanasi?
There's a Kasi, K-O-S-S-I, but K-N-O-S-S-I doesn't exist.
Oh, well, I guess that the first way you got it is the way it is then. Dwayne Cruz probably misspelled it.
Yeah, that doesn't exist. And I don't know who Kayla Kasi is either. I'm looking at her. I don't know who the fuck this is. That's not a wrestler or anything.
Dwayne.
I have no idea.
Well, listen, Dwayne, we don't know who it is, bro. CC Steven with a $5 super chat. Hi, JD. I feel bad for Ember Moon and all the others that went back to NXT to escape Vince and Bruce just to end up back where they started. Shame. Ha ha ha. You can never outrun Satan himself.
Fine.
Too bad. Vaughn Schmitz didn't know if you guys noticed, but when discussing Baker's comments, JR said, "Were you expecting someone else?" Tony responds, "You never know." You never know. 514 Trader. My girlfriend and I flying from Montreal for All Out. We'll see you guys at the bar. Cheers, bro. Love the podcast. Was hyped for Pac and Andrade. Oh, well. Bring Dragon. The American Dragon, man. Everybody wants the American Dragon. He'll be there. I don't know if that's the right spot for him.
Okay. Somebody corrected it. Kayla Rossi.
Rossi. R-O-S-S-I.
There we go. Oh, God, she's built, dude. Yep. Holy Jesus. My God. Oh, this must be her. It's her next to Jade Cargill, too. This must be one of Cargill's friends. He's a bodybuilder.
Segi with a $4.99 super chat. Deji, did you see Adam Scherr woohoo announce his match versus EC3? No, I did not, and I don't care. Sounds like an awful match. Big Gary Sphere with a $5 super chat. Can't wait for this weekend. Looking forward to meeting. I might have to watch the new NXT just to see Dexter's high-pitched voice gimmick.
Yeah, he comes out sounding like fucking Mike Tyson. I will laugh my ass off.
God. That's a typical Vince McMahon fucking move. Looking forward to seeing you, Gary. Thank you for the $5, man. Saturday at the Granite City Brewery in Schaumburg. 8 p.m. Saints 2025 with a $4.99 super chat. I miss those big NXT moments like when Johnny Gargano won the NXT title. NXT is screwed now, and hopefully Walter and Dunn are out of there. Cal L with a $5 super chat. I'm going to try and meet you guys this weekend, working around my work schedule. If not, I'm definitely going to make your next meet and greet.
Call off, bro. What the fuck? No, don't call off because I'm kidding.
Try your best, bro. We'd love to have you. Willie Martin, $5 super chat. By a show of hands, 3 months ago, if I told you the first people in wrestling to assault CM Punk would be Everrise, would you have believed me? No. Danny Huckins with a $4.99 super chat. So TK tweeted before Dynamite that Pac versus Andrade won't happen Roll Out, but will be at a future Rampage episode due to travel issues. Yes, it's going to be great no matter where it happens, man.
He'll deliver it when he can.
Yeah, I'd rather have it without a commercial interference, but either way, I'm excited to see it.
Yeah, they only have pay-per-views every, 4 or 5 months, so you can't wait till the next pay-per-view. They got to put it on TV.
Danny Boy, 1320 with $5 super chat. Can't wait for Sunday. Also, GCW is having a War Games match in Chicago this weekend. I'm
aware.
I'm not really going to that, man. But if you guys are going, have a blast. I'm not sure what else is happening on that show. And Mr. Cake with a $2 super chat. This will be the last one of the night. I worry for guys like Tim Thatcher in this new NXT. I worry for everybody in this NXT, not just Tim fucking Thatcher. Yeah. Come on.
Are we doing Fan Fest or what?
I am still undecided. We could buy tickets day of. It really doesn't matter, but we'll see. I want to see, I guess, gauge what's going on there first. Because the Fan Fest that happened at Double or Nothing was a waste of time.
Was it?
Yeah. It was a waste of time. But we'll see what happens. We'll play it by ear. Anyway, guys, we appreciate you. We had 2,100 in the venue tonight. I think that's how much we had. I think we didn't eclipse that. But we were number one tonight, man. Over Fightful, over Wrestling Inc., over... Who else was live tonight? Solid Monster. Everybody, man. Number one as always. Thank you guys so much for all the continued support. August was the best month ever since I started doing this. Let's make September fucking one to remember, man. Follow me on social media at JD from NY206. That's Twitter and Instagram. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for notifications. Go check out all the other videos that you might have missed on the channel. Blue Chew, check them out. Get them for free. BlueChew.com. There's code JD at checkout. Free sample. All you guys have to do is pay the $5 shipping and handling. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for notifications. We have 1,100 likes. I appreciate you guys very much. We eclipsed the 1,000 goal. Jesse, any parting words before we get the hell out of here?
Nah, man, let's call it. Do you still need a ticket for All Out?
No, I got my press passes already ready to go.
Hey, serious? You got a second one?
No, I did not get it. They only gave me one.
But do we need another ticket still?
I believe you know who needs a ticket.
All right. We need an extra ticket for All Out, guys. Come on.
Yeah, if anybody has an extra ticket for All Out, man, Hoop Media needs a ticket. Hoop Media needs a ticket, man. I gotta have my media personnel there. Hoop Media doesn't have a ticket.
So if
anybody has an extra ticket laying around, man.
Yeah, I had somebody in my DMs looking to get rid of a ticket a while back. I forgot about that.
If you guys have an extra ticket, hit me up. Anyway, guys, we're about to get out of here. I got my cold beverage ready. The Mustang, it's raining and hurricaning and tornadoing outside, so the windows may be down, but I need two things from you. Number one, the windows will be up. Never mind down. Otherwise, I get soaking wet. But I need two things from you guys, man. Number one, give me those guitar emojis in the chat. And when that music comes on, man, the guitar solo, Sweet Sounds of Pilot, I need that music on max. Thank you guys so very much for all your supports. I will see you back live on Friday in the venue for SmackDown and Rampage, the final stop before I fly out to Chicago for All Out. See you guys on Friday, and have a good night.